Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Nocturnal Nerdcast. I got a little feedback on my mic there for a second. I was like, what is that noise? Welcome to the Nocturnal Nerdcast, pop culture in the dark. It is my birthday. Welcome, everyone. Thank you. I did get a coffee birthday gift, which I put the link at the top of the chat. If you guys don't want to super chat and you want to, because people are asking me how could they do something for my birthday. Look, if you just want to drop a tip, you can on coffee. It uses PayPal and all that stuff. It's at the top of each chat on both channels. But a shout out to Jesse. I'm not going to say any last names, but Jesse sent over a coffee tip. So thank you so much, Jesse. If you're in the chat, I do appreciate it. If you're watching this on playback, I do appreciate it. Thank you so much, everybody. Old enough to drink. Yeah. I know I've been waiting for a while for that, for vodka. For Klingon vodka. Anyway, we have a bunch of fun stuff today. Now, before we get started and we bring people up, I want to just let everyone know that I watched the Green Lantern trailer on the Copecast yesterday, and the video got blocked. I don't know if anybody else has experienced this or not, but it got blocked and it was demonetized, and basically they shut the stream down. So I had to remove that. So in order to offset the 4 trailers we want to watch tonight, instead of doing a poll, once we hit the super chat goal, we will immediately watch the trailers. And that's 5 super chats in either channel. So whichever goal we get to 5 first, we'll watch all the trailers. I have to do that because they will block the video. It will get no reach. It will be completely demonetized when I watch these trailers. I know 100% because the Green Lantern one did it to me. So they're going to do it with The Boys, and they're going to do it with Invincible. All those are probably going to get hit. So look for light blue or higher super chats. I believe they're $2 and higher. So they're still very, very low, but I had to set them above like a minimum. So yeah, exactly, Darren. YouTube is killing this channel. So I had to set them above a minimum. So light blue, whatever that is. If we get 5 of them, we will watch the trailers before we get to the end of the stream. Because we will watch them, but I know you guys want to watch them sooner than later. So if we hit that, we will do that. Or if we hit both, then I'll do a poll. So it's like you get 2 things for one with that. So that's what we're going to do. I'm pretty excited to watch them, but there we go. McLeod here says, the reaction from comic purists to the Lanterns trailer is so laughable. James Gunn had said from the jump, the Lanterns are going to be True Detective-esque buddy cop series set in middle America. I have a lot to say about it, and if you guys want to hear what I have to say, then run up that super chat goal. That's all I got to say. All right, we're going to bring up our guest in the back room who we have hanging out. We have, first, Jake is here.
What's up? I had my own coffee supply today.
Oh, did you?
Happy birthday, you shit.
Thank you. And we also have Darren hanging out in the back room. By the way, we have a couple stories that I think Darren's going to want to talk about today that I have in the lineup. So,
fun fact. One, my Green Lantern video did not get copyrighted somehow.
Mine got smacked down right after. It was a live stream. Mine got smacked down right away.
So I had to do a bunch of things to the actual trailer. I lowered the opacity by half, and I trimmed the widescreen bars so it's in like an oval shape. So it hasn't gotten hit. And then, as that comment you were reading out earlier pointed out, there have been a lot of purists that have been up their own ass about this. I essentially made a short telling all those guys to fuck off.
I have a bunch of opinions that are probably going to make some people go, yeah, that's fucking based, and some people are going to go, no, I fucking hate it. However, I'll wait till we get to the trailer. And like I said, if people want to see the trailer sooner than later, run up the super chats. That's all I got to say about that. Because again, we're going to watch the trailer. If we hit the super chat goal, we're going to watch the Lanterns trailer. We're going to watch Invincible's trailer. We're going to watch the Boys trailer. And possibly the last trailer for the Ryan Gosling movie that we got coming out that I know a lot of people are excited about. So
I mean, I'm 2 for 4 on this roster at least.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's
fine. I don't know. I already saw the Boys trailer on Darren's stream earlier. So.
And we do have, like I said, a couple topics that I think Darren's really going to appreciate. When I was lining up topics for the night, I was like, I'm not going to tell anybody what they are yet. I'm just going to bring them up. So.
And you said tonight there might be a few bonuses depending on how we look?
Depending, like if we hit the super chat goal sooner, we'll watch the trailers and then we'll move into the bonus stuff. If we don't, then we're going to talk about all of this other content first before we get there. So it really depends on the chat. It really depends on how much they love me for my birthday. That's really what it comes down to. We have Ronan in the building. Oh, there's the echo again.
God damn it. Hold on.
That was scary if I've ever heard it.
What's causing the echo? I don't understand what it is.
Well, let me put my 7th grade science teacher jacket on here. So an echo is whenever a sound bounces off a certain surface and then comes reflecting back at you. That's how physics works.
Can you guys hear it now still or no?
Yep.
Yeah, we can hear you.
What about the echo?
No.
I hope you guys took notes on that because there's going to be a test.
Eric?
Hey, nerd.
Eric, because I'm celebrating your birthday.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
I understand that reference.
Oh my
That's all I'm going to play because I don't want you getting copyrighted by
Yeah, no, I immediately got it. So yeah.
So, feliz cumpleaños, paisano.
I thank you. Appreciate it. When one look, where Jaybird here says, when one echo loves another echo, they
I'm a super echo.
Science.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, science.
All right, we're gonna start out with we're gonna do a topic sandwich here. So we're gonna start out with some fun stuff, some heavy stuff that I'm gonna speed run through because I know everybody's tired of talking about it, but I'm gonna talk about it again. And then we're gonna end it with something light, and then we'll get to the trailers, whether or not we've hit the goal. But we can get a twofer if we hit the goal. You guys will get a poll as well. Just a reminder. All right, I'm gonna stop saying it. Let's talk about this. The Mandalorian and Grogu relaunches the galaxy. We're in a completely different era of Star Wars.
Woo!
Now, there were 2 articles that came out today. Make sure I have my notes right over here.
I have thoughts, but go for it.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to look at some pictures here in a second, but let me go ahead and just read through all this information here. I always put everything in Google Docs, and then I make the Google Docs like 150%, and I'm like, why is the screen so big?
Because that.
Yeah.
The
Zoom.
It's got its own set of Zoom settings that are separate from a browser.
Yes, that's what always confuses me. I'm like, okay, it's plus 100 on the text, and I'm like, it's so fucking crazy.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna look at the 2 new covers for the upcoming Star Wars movie, or the Empire pictures. They show the characters sitting in directors' chairs, and they're interesting. It's treating them like Hollywood stars, but I thought it was kind of fun. Let's see here. Well, I thought I could bring it up on. I guess I can't do it. Hold on. Maybe it'll let me open these in another tab. No, well, okay. Well, that sucks. All right, we'll have to pull up the article. I'll do that in a second. So, as you guys know, Mandalorian and Grogu come out on May 22nd, 2026. This is the first theatrical release since Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker in 2019.
Mm-hmm.
It's been forever. Now, according to an article, what I've been doing, guys, is I have been going through the articles and pulling out the important stuff so we don't have to read through the whole article. That's why we don't do that anymore. And I'm trying to get away from using Twitter as much as possible. So bear with me as this new format as we go through this.
Bear with you.
Huh? What was that?
I said, we'll bear with you.
Yeah. By the way, I know there's been a lot of discussion in the Nerdcast Suggestion Discord channel about whether or not you can use Twitter. I don't care. I know some people do. I don't. About like whether or not it's okay to use Twitter. I've had people ask me about it. I know there's an ethical issue, but I don't believe there's any good ethics under capitalism, so that you really can't get away. Like, every article we click on is probably tied to something that's bad. So I'm not going to chastise somebody because they shared a Twitter link. And this is not throwing shade towards anybody. If you don't want to use Twitter, absolutely 100% stay away from Twitter. I don't care.
Yeah.
That's fine with me. I don't like Twitter either. I use it for bookmarks. But in order to not give any visibility to Twitter on my podcast, I'm reducing the amount of Twitter stuff I'm showing on screen. So I'm going through the articles and writing down all the important stuff from the articles into a Google Doc before I stream. That's the way it's going to be moving forward. However, you guys don't have to fight about it in the Nerdcast Discord. If you don't want to use Twitter, you don't have to. If you want to link an article, you can link the article. If you want to link the tweet that has the article in it, you can do that. I don't care. It's my Discord. So there's nobody else, like, it really is, and this is, again, it's not shade towards anybody. There's people that like it and that they don't like it. I understand. I get it. Do you. I support that, whatever it is. That's just the situation. Thank you guys for all the happy birthday stuff, by the way. I do appreciate it in the chat. You can throw cakes at me, too, if you want. I don't mind that as well.
Awesome.
All right, so in the article, they talk about Disney testing whether streaming characters can carry a blockbuster movie. So Disney built the biggest Star Wars characters of the last decade on TV. Now they're gambling that TV fans will actually buy movie tickets. Thoughts on that? Do we think that's a good idea, bad idea? We did see what happened with the Marvels.
Yep.
I mean,
Do they mean characters that originate on a streaming service?
Essentially, yes. Yeah, I think that's what they're saying.
I think it's an interesting comparison because like we looked at, like, I actually think Thunderbolts is a better metric than the Marvels, because I think the Marvels had a lot of, like, marketing issues they had to deal with as well, besides just streaming stuff. And also Captain Marvel did originate from the movies as well. Now I'm curious about this one though, because honestly, like, I think there's a lot more going into this one. They have a bigger marketing push, I'd argue, than Thunderbolts and the Marvels.
We'll always
this is the first Star Wars movie, like you said, in almost 7 years. That's another big thing. And also, I'd argue that these are maybe more iconic characters than the Thunderbolts or Captain Marvel. We literally have a Baby Yoda as our big marketing plushie for the movie, like, based around one of the most iconic characters of all time, which I think is definitely going to help. And I think casual audiences somewhat know who a Mandalorian is. Like, maybe not everybody, but I feel like there's a lot of, like, if you ask someone, like, who's the Mandalorian, I feel like some people on the street be like, oh, it's that Star Wars thing, right? But if you were like, okay, who's Yelena from Marvel, they'd be like, I don't know. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I'll be interested to see how this one does.
But also, the movies had that same sort of thing too, because, like, there was a while, while Marvel was still kind of even in their heyday, like, there are people that had gotten popular-ish off the movies. You could even still look at a general audience member and ask them, like, hey, do you know who Vision is? And they'd be like, who? Whereas if they went, hey, do you know who Spider-Man is? They'd be like, oh yeah, of course. So I feel like there's always a meter for that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that were revealed in these articles is that there was another season of the show originally planned, and they pivoted into a feature film. And the season 3 finale sets up the new story with Mando working missions for the New Republic. So Disney basically skipped season 4 and went straight to a movie, and that's the big gamble they have. I want to say this is a pretty controversial stance, I guess, from, like, Disney and Star Wars for a lot of people. For me, it's not controversial because one of the things I've said for a long time is something like Falcon and Winter Soldier, I think should have been a movie, right? So I think there are arguments you can make that some of these stories don't need 6 or 8 episodes. They just need a really good, like, 2-hour-ish movie for these one-off stories.
Yeah.
So for me, it's not super controversial. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, with that specific example you gave, if it would have been retold into a movie, there's a good bit of fat over the course of those episodes that you could have easily trimmed off, but they put in there because of it having an overall longer runtime.
I actually, like, commended them when they announced it was going to be a movie. I thought that made a lot of sense because I imagine Bob Iger probably came in there and was like, okay, what's Star Wars' most profitable thing right now? And they're like, Mandalorian. Oh, that's a TV show, make it a movie. Like, that made a lot of sense to me.
Yeah.
Where I'm kind of iffy on is they still have plans to do a season 4. Like, they have said multiple times after this movie they still want to do season 4. And then I'm like, whoa. Why not just pivot fully to the movie? I don't fully like the idea that we're doing both movies and TV shows at a time, balancing from both markets. I would just do a series of movies after this. Like, I would do, like, a Mandalorian trilogy instead.
Yeah, because one movie would be a lot more cost-effective than a bunch of episodes.
Yeah. So it's fascinating that I ironically I do believe in cross medium storytelling, and if they do actually do a season 4 of this show, I'm down for it. The thing is that when they pivoted to the movie, I was for it because I'm like, oh, a movie with these two? That's like I would want to watch that. I've been saying since season one that like, why aren't they doing what Walking Dead and Game of Thrones used to do, where it's like premiere these some of these episodes in the cinema so people can go see in the big screen, because that's more of a more deeper experience than at home. Now the plus at home is that for 8 weeks you get a water cooler talk.
Sure.
And after season 3, I think it was the best for them. Again, I'll see how I feel at the end of May to do a movie instead of another season of television where people would go in already like, oh man, I hope that they don't just waste. They don't push Din and Grogu to the side. I mean, it is called the Mandalorian, and it started with these two. So like I hope they don't do that for 8 weeks and be like, no, let's put our chips down, give them a budget, not too big, make a simple story that a good enough challenge is that bring in new audiences and yet don't forget about the people who have been here since 2019.
Yep.
And again, that's the big hurdle. I'm going into it, and like we've said it how we all feel about the marketing stuff. I'm going to be there day one. I'm already trying to get plane tickets to be in LA for that week, not just that day or that weekend, that week, to feel the vibe of a new Star Wars movie since 2019. And the hurdle of it is like, okay, start rolling out the movie promotions. People know that, oh, there's a new Star Wars movie coming out, and make a thing of like, you don't have to see the show to enjoy the story if they wrote a good enough story to put out in the cinemas.
Mm-hmm.
That right there is the question: is did they write a good enough story?
Yeah, that doesn't feel derivative. Because I also don't want to spend 2 hours being like, oh, it's the same shit I've seen since season 1. Like, come on now, you guys are have the keys to the kingdom. You're telling me for 3 years you couldn't write a new story that can welcome both me and my grandma who's never seen the show? Like,
Sure.
One of the other things that Dave Filoni talked about in these articles is that the movie isn't trying to launch a new trilogy. It's trying to relaunch a new era of Star Wars, which is character-focused Star Wars adventure films.
Yeah.
And, basically a celebration of this duo that made the show famous. So this is like The Mandalorian and Grogu, the movie, but this is also representative of what they want to do moving forward, is less trilogy-driven stuff and more of like these individual stories.
Yeah.
And
sorry.
No, I was gonna say, I think that's exciting for me because one of the things that we always get with these, the original, the prequel, the sequel, is everybody's looking for a specific thing from those trilogies. I think if you're doing one-off movies that don't necessarily have to connect to something else, they're just kind of one story. I actually want more of that.
Yeah.
In the movie theaters.
that's what I appreciate out of Rogue One and Solo. Now, granted, Solo that's a whole fucking documentary to be made of, and you could say something about Rogue One, but look what Rogue One did. It was a one-off movie, and there was good enough material there that I'm like, you know what? Can we do more with this genre and this vibe? And they did with 2 seasons of television that are arguably some of the best television the past few years, and some of the best stuff for Star Wars they've done and since '77. And I like that Dave clarifies that, because, and I think he later on says that like it's not the same thing as in 2015 where we have to, do another trilogy. And
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they heard the genuine constructive criticism. Like, you know what? You folks put out 3 films. I don't think you guys went about it the right way to make them cohesive stories to follow through and not ignore that. Oh, sometimes this felt very reactionary when you put out films, or whether for better or for worse, one divided a fan base, and it's still a divisive film. And now with this, it's like the one-off story that if you've never seen the show, you get it. And if you have seen the show, well, we get to hang out more with these characters.
Mhm.
Yep.
Okay.
And that doesn't mean that when they do these character focused movies, these character focused stories. I did see someone making the jump, if you will. Does that mean the next whole collection of things is going to focus around Din Djarin as like the POV character. I'm like, not necessarily. Not saying that's a bad idea done correctly, but that doesn't mean that's what they're doing.
Yeah. No, I think it's smart to kind of like ease your way back in. Like it's been again nearly 7 years since the last one, and it kind of feels like maybe this is what the MCU should have tried to do after Endgame. Where
Yep.
it's like,
Mhm.
Right.
new storyline, a new multiverse, a new saga. It's like here's a couple movies. Hey, we're just gonna ease our way in, and that's kind of what the MCU did in the first place, where it wasn't like, oh, Thanos is here, let's go. It's like, hey, there's a man of iron, and then there's a guy with a hammer, and then there's a guy who looks like a green vegetable, and you slowly build to it. And I think that's very smart. These first couple projects, like we're already seeing it. Like again, this feels very self-contained. The Ryan Gosling movie feels very self-contained. I don't know if it's going to happen, but the like prequel biblical movie that they're working on, yeah, that one feels very self-contained. Like earn back the people's trust, ease your way in. If any of these movies flop, that's okay because we're not doing anything else with them. We could, but you don't have to.
That's the whole point, right? They're making them with the intent of like this is just one story, and it's not necessarily building towards anything else. And Harrison made a good point that you could get more variety in genre as well if you're doing one-off stories. Because if you did want to do like a horror movie, sorry,
no, please go ahead, Eric.
I was gonna say if you wanted to do a horror story, it doesn't have to connect to anything else. You can just do one movie like that, and then if that doesn't work, just move on to something else.
Exactly.
I mean, really, people like, horror movies in space. I mean, look at how well Project Hail Mary is tracking. People love Event Horizon. You can do horror in space and mix Star Wars into that.
And listen, people keep forgetting that, like, I don't know if you're gonna dive into it, Eric, but like in somewhere in the article, I think it says that like Dave Filoni co-wrote the script and he worked on second unit for this film, which people shouldn't be like, how can they no, he's been doing that since season 1 of Mandalorian.
Yep.
Like it's on documentary. It's he's been doing this, and it's not the first time he and Jon Favreau have co-written a script. And people would argue when they both work on a script, that tends to be one of the best stories of said season of said show. And people keep forgetting that like Filoni has his own movie coming down the line. Now, when he's never going to spill the tea on that, but from all we've been hearing since the days of COVID of year one. Even Captain Kennedy said that like these stories will eventually culminate to an event, something big. And for the time being, I think what Darren or somebody else said, that like they're treating it like in the MCU, but almost like phase 1, where it's like, okay, here's an Iron Man movie. You don't have to see the rest, but that was a cool, pretty good, movie that happens to be about a dude in a fucking iron suit. Same thing with this one. It's a cool dude who's a bounty hunter. He's got a little kid with him, and you get to follow them. And then maybe down the line, if people like this movie and remember these two, and they see a trailer, like, wait a minute, oh, it's those two. Wait, who's the orange chick, and who's the blue guy? Is that the main bad guy? And then that's your key in to bring in I've been coining it a very Avengers-esque story for Star Wars.
Here's my own.
What they did with the Avengers. Sorry, Darren.
Go ahead. Fine.
When you look at what they did with the Avengers, they showed Thanos at the very end of that movie in the post-credit scene. Yeah. Between that and Infinity War, you saw Thanos for what? 2 minutes?
Yeah.
If that, because he had one scene in Guardians of the Galaxy and then the post-credit scene of Age of Ultron.
Yep.
And then they spent that whole time building up to him. But that's it. You knew the buildup was coming, and they didn't have to constantly show him.
Mm-hmm.
So, all you knew was something is coming.
My only worry with these next two, and again, it's going to be a watch the sky situation. I am worried that they're going to pivot if, this movie doesn't do as well as they maybe want to. And, we can talk about theories or whatever. And, this next Ryan Gosling, we'll have to see how that does. If these don't do well, are they going to be like, shit, Luke Skywalker's back and Ahsoka's here and it's a AI, Han Solo, and that's my kind of concern because we've seen Disney, we've seen them pivot when things don't go their way.
I mean, yeah, but I don't really think you could do it that same way with Star Wars.
Well, let's read what McLeod here has to say. They need to stop listening to the aging fans who just want their nostalgia slot via the Mandoverse.
Yeah.
Get away from the OT era and Mandoverse. Star Wars needs to evolve and grow past those eras. Thoughts on that?
I agree with that notion, the thing is, we've already dived into that post Return of Jedi era, and to be quite frank, it's a very interesting era to dive into if you play your cards right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Between the Mandalorian and Skeleton Crew and Ahsoka, they've been dealing with the notion like, okay, the good guys won the revolution. What happens now? What happens when you've already set yourself up that like the bad guys are going to come back? And what does that mean? And I think what McLeod was saying is that I don't think this should be the only thing they should be producing. I think there's a lot of genuine great stories to tell with these characters in this era, but don't make that the only thing you're doing, which is why, thank God, they're making Starfighter. And which is why, hopefully, Mangold doesn't get too far off. We end up getting his story of like something that's 20,000 years before anything we know thus far. And that's different flavors you can do that are not just in one era. I agree with McLeod, but don't abandon this rich tapestry you have with this era, and especially with the narrative these creators have been doing. Because I do think, Lucasfilm, someone in there listened to the questions and was like, you know what? We should, at the very least, plan all of this stuff out. And if we're gonna do connector stories, let's plan it out and don't have to rush stuff into movie theaters like I think they did during the sequels.
By the way, shout out to Skeleton Crew. They won a bunch of awards. I don't know if you guys heard. They got Outstanding Young Teen Series, Outstanding Visual Effects for a Live Action Program. This is at the Children's and Families Emmy Awards. So these are Emmys. Outstanding Editing for a Young Teen Live Action Program, and Outstanding Sound Mixing and Sound Editing for a Live Action Program. Now, I'm not a big award show person. I don't care too much, but this does mean something within the industry. So them winning these awards within the industry, whether we give a fuck about them or not, is very good for them. So shout out to Skeleton Crew for
I
that.
genuinely was surprised how much I dug that show. Like I was so happy for that show, and like I had low expectations, and yet I cared about the characters. Those kids were awesome, and yet they brought an element. What I've been saying is like, okay, what if this planet, spoiler alert, has been hidden, and what if they got a lot of money that the galaxy doesn't have? What does that do with storytelling in this era? And it's like that's a great story you can do. And I always tell folks, go check out Skeleton Crew, because I feel like that one should gather a season 2, in my opinion.
That's my favorite Star Wars show.
There it is. See?
Because
also
like,
what Skeleton Crew was your favorite? Okay, I was just that's what I was trying to clarify.
Yeah, no, that's my favorite, and I felt like that's like the first time, like independently, I'm like, oh, I really like a Star Wars thing, because I've always been very casual, and like me and my friends sitting down there for 6 weeks straight, just like discussing that show. I was like, oh wait, I think I actually really like Star Wars, and I thought that was I really wish they pushed that show more, because I thought that was the perfect. What they're talking about right now with this movie is, I think, what Skeleton Crew could have been. I think that's like a perfect reintroduction to Star Wars for a whole new generation. And that's a show I'd love to see for like 10 seasons, to like watch these kids grow up, and then they can become the new, antagonists of this world. Probably not going to happen. What's that?
You want them to become bad guys?
What?
You said antagonists.
Protagonist. Our new protagonist. I mean, maybe. I mean, that's what we did with Anakin, right? So
yeah. But no, I mean, and to your point about Skeleton Crew, it wouldn't have had that same push it did if they released it all at once.
Oh,
it really benefited from the water cooler talk.
Yeah,
I do see Ghost talking about the Emmys there. Look, the Emmys don't mean as much to like the general public as they used to back in the day. I mean, clearly they were pretty big, in previous years. But in the industry, it's really big when it comes to negotiation behind the scenes.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean the shows are the most popular or they're the best or any of those things. I'm not stating that at all. But when it comes to some of the individual stuff they won, like some of the awards they won, like sound mixing and stuff, if you're a sound mixer in Hollywood, you aren't on screen. You're not a person that everybody sees every day. But you've won an Emmy for sound mixing that allows you to move not just laterally, but you can go higher up with that award under your belt because of what it means. It doesn't. I mean, it's not a massive thing for like actors anymore. I mean, it does count. It's not as big, but for people involved behind the scenes, it is a big deal to have an Emmy.
They automatically get a lot of street cred.
Yeah.
they're going to get hired before someone who doesn't have an Emmy.
Right.
Yep.
Unfortunately.
Because
Yeah.
they want that buzz. When you hire somebody that's an Emmy winner, you can literally put that in your advertising.
Yeah.
With Emmy winning sound design or whatever it is in your advertising. So it does matter a little bit. It doesn't have the weight it used to have, but yeah, it's still like, again, I'm not arguing in the cultural zeitgeist what the Emmys mean anymore. I'm talking specifically about within the industry and the way they view it. The same way we don't care much about Rotten Tomatoes, but if you get a 90% fresh on Rotten Tomatoes, you know it's going to be in every fucking ad that comes out for a movie or a TV show because that's
Marketing
the way the industry
push.
works. Yeah, that's my point.
You know the day that Rotten Tomatoes lost credibility with me.
Yep. I mean, yeah, like I still think they hold weight. Like, I'm going on my Oscars journey this week, catching up on all the Oscar movies before next week, and like that's kind of the same effect. I was like, oh, I'm not gonna watch Hamnet. Wait, it's up for Best Picture? Oh yeah, I'm gonna watch Hamnet. Of course I am. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it still holds weight for a lot of people.
I'm going to push back a little bit. It's not even a participation trophy. I just think that like whatever jaded feelings you have about award shows, because I don't give a fuck about award shows either. That's not an accurate assessment of what it is. Yes, of course, the actual regular Emmys are the big leagues, but it's still an Emmy award. Like, they're not going to ask you like specifically what it is. You say, I won an Emmy. They're not going to ask you like, well, where did you win it? Like, which one? They're going to say, what did you win it for? That's going to be the next question. So again, I think we're diminishing the talent behind stuff. Like, are you saying the sound design was bad and they don't deserve an Emmy? I feel like if you're going to say that, you'd have to give some sort of reason why. Like, what is your reason why? Do you think the sound design was bad? Because that's one of the Emmys that they won. I mean, like, what would you compare it to? What's your assessment? Saying it's a participation trophy, I just think is a little demeaning for the talent behind Skeleton Crew, because it was a good show.
It was a really good show.
Yeah. So, but you can have whatever feelings you want. I just think that, again, from somebody that doesn't give a fuck about award show, I wouldn't even call it a participation trophy. I mean, you could say that it's like passing favors around to people in the industry. You could certainly make that argument that a lot of times people win Emmys because of who they know. I would take that. I'd be like, yeah, you're right about that. I don't think participation trophy translates for me personally.
No,
but,
I don't agree with
all
that.
right.
Either.
Thoughts on the poster we're looking at right here. This is the cover of the Empire magazine with Mandalorian and Grogu. Any opinions on it? Do you think it lands for you? Do you think it works? Like what are your overall thoughts on it?
It's cool.
Yeah.
I like it. It's very meta, but meta in the good way.
Are we wrapping the discussion of this article in this magazine?
No. We can keep talking about it if you have anything else you want to bring up. Yeah.
I'll say this. This might be a hot take. Of what I've read thus far, this article, and again, I haven't read the whole thing. They've only put out a portion of it. The Empire magazine's weird with this because the actual magazine doesn't come out till next week.
Okay.
Of what I read thus far, it feels like it's stuff I already know or presumed. Nothing new for me in terms of promotion for this film. For me, I think they're still holding back stuff, which I get it. You got to do that for a movie. But one thing that like they alluded to that was like we talked to Sigourney Weaver about what it means to be part of the the long legacy of Star Wars women, and Jeremy Allen White of what it means for him to be. And I was like, that's those right there. That's the element that I want to read, and that seems fresh in details about this film. Like, I don't know. I of what I've read, I liked it, but I'm like, a lot of this stuff I presume and kind of had a new going into it before I even read it, and I was like, I didn't feel like I got anything new out of it. Now, when I read the full article, maybe I might feel different about it. But you guys know me. If you guys seen the stuff that I'm like, I want to know more about Sigourney Weaver's character. Mm-hmm. Do I want to know everything about her? No, but give me some more stuff to go off and get into the vibe besides it's Sigourney freaking Weaver in Star Wars, which is the thing I've been saying the most. Like, and I love Mando and Grogu generally, but the character I want to know more about and I want to like dive into more is Sigourney Weaver's characters, Colonel Ward and Zeb. I want to know where Zeb been up to, what's he been doing. That's the stuff that intrigues me the most out of this right now.
Yeah, so we know for sure. By the way, shout out to Eaton Black here. I like that it's not AI slop. That's 100% based.
Yeah, I agree.
So we have Zeb from Star Wars Rebels, bounty hunter named Embo,
Yes.
We have
For Clone Wars.
Rota the Hutt, I think is the
Yep.
name of the character. And we have warlords that are fighting the New Republic. So that's really what it's about,
Yeah.
or the main characters. We also have Jeremy Allen White as Rota the Hutt, which brings me to this. I want to bring this up. This was the cover of the stream. I put this in the thumbnail. I think it's really important. This has been proven to not be a real picture, apparently, according to the artists that work on the film.
Hal Hickel himself,
Yeah.
very big deal in the history of ILN. Hal Hickel himself put it on Blue Sky and be like, oh yeah, this is AI. I was like, what?
I saw so many, like, not big time, like, it wasn't like Hollywood Reporter or Variety, but places like Screen Rant and other places were sharing this and going, this is, and a lot of the big sites were sharing this. It's like he had to come out and say that it's not the actual character because this is an AI prompt of this
If anybody
character.
believes Screen Rant, that's on them.
Initially, I retweeted this photo. I was like, oh, that's cool. And then he said that. I'm like, oh, you got to be kidding me.
Yeah.
Which, again, a lot of stuff, I'm hoping that it's not doesn't come off reactionary out of Lucasfilm and Star Wars being like, okay, this is AI. People are making AI images of a character in the movie. Put out a more clear 4K picture of the character. And same thing with Sigourney. God, I hope they don't do nothing for her in terms of AI leading up to the movie, but like do that for her. Like, there's an image they haven't put out yet officially that I've seen that I don't want to blow it up because I'm like, that's not my place to do. That's the company. They should be promoting her.
So, also, I'm going to take this AI picture off because fuck this. Hold on.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, that was shocking. I was like, wow.
We'll go back over here to some real shit. Very quickly, because we're getting at the 40-minute mark, so we do have to wrap this up. So these are our last bits here. Grogu, they confirmed that Grogu has grown and developed more abilities, which is going to allow him to use the Force in bigger ways. You think he's going to become a legit Jedi? Or are they just going to keep him the way he is? What do you guys think? Any thoughts on that?
I think you should wait a little bit longer, I'd say.
Does it do anything, we think, to the... I hate using this word, but canon if he does?
I don't think so. But here's the predicament that he already kind of turned down the Jedi.
Yeah.
Again, if you've been following the shows, and again, it was a fascinating choice when they chose to show this. That at one point he chose his father. He chose Mando over the Jedi ways. So if now he goes back to like, never mind. I want to go back to school. It's like, well, what the hell? Like what is that? How did that put them? So they've been alluding to it that like, hey man, he's getting stronger now. And to me, that was the proper evolution. That he can't just be a baby the whole time.
You know what I'll say? And I was thinking about this a couple weeks ago, and I bet this is a popular opinion. I kind of wish that was the movie, right? Imagine if this movie was greenlit after season 2, and like the movie is like, oh wait, what happens after he goes with Luke Skywalker? Like, what happens? How are they going to like reunite? How is it going to be the thing? Instead of just like stuffing it in Boba Fett. Like, imagine a movie where it's like, okay, you got a little bit of Luke Skywalker, you got a little bit of Ahsoka. It's that main story, but in a movie, which was kind of what they did anyway. Like, if you combine the first couple episodes of Boba, that's basically a movie's runtime. Like, put that in theaters.
And Darren, you read my mind, and I'm hoping Lance doesn't watch this because we're he's watching the show for the first time. That I didn't mind visiting and checking in on Grogu. But I still stand to this very day, even though I like season 3, but it is my least favorite out of all the seasons.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Boba Fett, I'm still mixed on. They should not have reunited Grogu until the very end of either this movie or midway through this movie, or at the end of season 3.
Yeah.
We should have left Mando alone for a while to see who he is once he got a taste to be a father. And when it's not just about him anymore, about him being part of a community that just happens to be a big galaxy. And then you title this movie The Mandalorian Grogu, and it's like, what? They're going to be in an adventure together? And the whole time, you don't show them together at all. You're like, wait, are they going to reunite in this movie? Like, what's happening? And But yeah, I agree with you, Darren. I feel like they should have held off on that reunion because, and I love the season 2 finale, but it kind of cuts away that moment now that like, oh yeah, and in a year, in the next season, they're gonna come back. So don't even worry about this.
Yeah. Agreed.
quickly before we move on, we're going to do all of our super chats after this, and we did hit the goal in the Reloaded channel, which means we're going to watch the trailers next before we jump into our next set of topics. But the last thing I want to ask about this whole movie and everything we think about it, because this is the big push now. We're heading into it. We're a couple months away from it. Do you think this movie is lazy? I see a lot of people saying it's safe Star Wars. It's something that people can get into very easily. There's not a lot of risk in it because it's not a big IP for them outside of the TV network. What do we think? Just thoughts on that, because I see a lot of people saying that it's just really simple. It's plain. It's not risky. What are our thoughts on that?
I'll go last.
Something different like that is what they've been asking for, so I don't know why the criticism is coming in that regard. And I would think something that's easy to digest like this would be welcome for them.
I think they need... I think sometimes you just need a safe option. I think sometimes they have had a rough 7 years over at Marvel of people being like, what is this? Why are we doing this? This isn't what we want. Just a safe bubble to land back in cinemas, I think, is what they need. Now, do I think the Ryan Gosling movie should have been first? I do. I think that was an even safer option, if I'm being honest with you. But you know what? I think, more of what we've already got as we transition back into theaters. It's a lower budget Star Wars movie. 130 to 150 million. That's a solid budget for Star Wars. Let's just hope it does well.
It would have been a safe bet with Sean Levy directing it, because, coming off of his record, they would have. He would have been probably a safe bet for a moneymaker.
I can understand people saying it's safe, which I think in a way, I guess it is. But to get back in the cinemas, if you don't want to rock the boat the way the last trilogy did, then this is, no pun intended, this is the way. And
nice.
I think that nice. I think that it's really, these next 2 months are going to really define the expectation of general audience going into it. Not the hardcore fans. Again, we're all going to be there. We're all going to have to be there because this is what we do, or we're into it. It's the general audience. Is like, what are they going to get into it? And hopefully, each week they drop the cool TV spot of just a few seconds of stuff. And again, as someone who's a hardcore fan, a few seconds of something can make me run off and do a theory video for 2 minutes, and that's enough. That makes my week nowadays. That's how weird of a fan I am. They're like, you know what? I've been doing 2 theory videos on a character I barely know of, but that's enough for me right now because that gets my hype going. When you do that for the general audience, that'll hopefully get them running into the theaters. And again, I don't care too much about the money because I have no stake in it, but I do hope that it does have a good financial awareness to spread the word out that, like, yeah, Star Wars is back in the movie theaters, and these 2 characters are an awesome addition to the universe. Oh, and by the way, if you like them, we got a cool show for you to go watch them. Go watch them and hang out with us.
Right. Okay. Yeah. If anything, the movie would just be like, for anybody who goes into the movie that hasn't seen the show, which is a good amount of the people, like, hopefully after they see the movie, hopefully the show will just be, in their eyes, some form of like extra credit.
And I think when people say that, like, it looks too much like the show, what the hell? It doesn't look cinematic. I think this past trailer show that it does look cinematic, but also for us who have been watching the show for 3 seasons and plus, the show is cinematic. It doesn't feel like any regular TV show we've got in the past 20 years. Mm-hmm. And it may be because we're spoiled as fans, and so now we take this stuff for granted, visually looking. And so I think it's looking cinematic, and I hope it delivers for Joe Schmo, and I hope I don't come off of that movie theater feeling like, oh, that was a derivative. That felt like season 1 or season 2. I'm like, no, add on to it. Don't just get everybody new. Get the audience who's been here with you and give us something fresh.
Okay.
You can accomplish both things.
Yes.
Fair enough. All right, we're going to go through super chats and then we're going to watch 3 trailers. All right, so since we hit the goal on the reloaded chat, we still need 4 more in debunks. I will put up a poll over there if we hit it. But over here in the reloaded chat, we hit the goal. We're going to do trailers and this is the poll. You guys get to choose top 3 best Star Wars characters.
Characters?
Top characters.
Okay.
Top 3 worst Star Wars characters.
No.
Top 3 worst third films in franchises. So franchises that have 3 or more movies, the third one being in your worst category.
Ooh.
Or top 3 worst movie titles. These are movies with titles that either you think are bad, that don't represent the movie, that didn't do the movie any favors. There's a lot of movies that I could think of that would be worst movie titles. So anyway, those are the options. Go ahead and vote over there. Let's do some.
Oh, I got a controversial one for that.
Let's do some super chats here. From Darren coming in hot with the $9.99 super chat on the panel here, sneaking in a super chat behind the scenes. Happy 100th birthday. I'll have you know I'm 101. Just you were off by a year.
Right.
But thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. Stagivore with the $1.99 super chat. Happy birthday, Eric, with a cake. Actually, I had cake earlier. So we went out earlier for like a lunch birthday party or whatever. And I ate so much, I came home and fell asleep for like 3 hours. I was like, I had so much food.
What kind of cake?
It was a Oreo brookie cake.
Ooh.
So like a brownie with like a cookie base and vanilla ice cream on top. It was really, really good. So,
Damn, that's a food coma right there.
I want some.
Where's our
it was
piece?
really good. So, well, it was only one piece. That's the problem.
Sure.
I went to a restaurant and they were like, "Oh, we have these are your options," and I was like, "Cheesecake or a Oreo brookie with ice cream." I took the Oreo.
Eric's like, it's only one piece because I ate the whole damn thing.
I ate the whole thing. I mean, there's only one piece left, so you guys got to split it.
That's the meme where it's like, I'll have one slice of pizza and it's the whole pizza.
Yeah.
Dude, there are some places that genuinely do that.
Michael DeFonte here with the $2 super chat. Happy birthday to the kind and intelligent Eric. Thank you so much, Michael, and thank you for being here supporting the show as always. Much appreciated. Ted 2 of 25 with a $5 super chat. This is over the Debunks channel. Again, we're 1 out of 5 over there. He says, can't wait for the Starfleet Academy finale next week. Yeah, the way the episode ended this week, no spoilers, because it just aired today. The way the episode ended this week, and it was directed by Jonathan Frakes as well, Riker, so that's kind of cool. And he also said this might be the last thing he directs for Star Wars for a while, or Star Trek for a while. So, we might not see him back behind the director's chair for a bit. But I'm excited for the finale as well. It's been a little up and down for me for episodes this season, but overall I've thoroughly enjoyed it. So really happy for that. Naruto's in the building with a $5 super chat. $5 from Naruto says, happy birthday, Eric. Did you see that Epic Games recently sued a former contractor for leaking information? I saw the tweets about it, but I don't know the details of it. Does anybody know the details of this?
A little bit. It's directly connected to Ben 10, weirdly enough.
What? Okay, so give me the dirt on this. I want to know the dirt on this.
Is it because of the Fortnite stuff?
It's the Fortnite stuff, yeah. There was like an ex-employee that for a while has been posting leaks who used to work for them. And one of those leaks recently was for the Ben 10 skins that are coming this summer.
So that was real. I didn't know if that
was
was real
real
or not. I saw the pictures. I didn't know if it was real or not.
Well, like them saying this, it does officially confirm it because it's like, oh, so that was real. If they were connected, that means they are coming. Along with a lot of other.
It makes me wonder though if they didn't do that, would people have known? Because it seems like it was still kind of I didn't know if it was real or not. You know what I mean? So
they've been very accurate with their leaks before, so we were like pretty sure. There were some other like franchises that were attached to that as well, but
Keyblade Master Jeffrey said it's also for Kingdom Hearts. I didn't know that.
I could literally go visit Epic Games and be like, so, comments? I'm not far from them. I'm not even joking.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not far from them.
You should roll up in there and do an IRL video stream from
that
inside
would
the
be
lobby,
something. You guys get me to monetization and I'll do it.
Oh shit! All right.
An interview for a thing I don't care about. I don't.
Staggerboard with the $4.99 super chat. I don't know if you saw this, but David Ellison did a direct interview with CNBC explaining his intentions with WB and Paramount. The video is on YouTube. We're not going to watch the video, but I do have the notes for it that I want to talk about. That is one of the, I talked about having like a sandwich of stuff that's going to be in the middle of the stuff that is kind of like, I'm going to run through it quickly. I honestly think this is the truth for me. I think a lot of viewers and a lot of people on the panel are just over talking about it at the moment. So I'm going to run through it very quickly to inform you guys on what's happening. And we're going to I will let everyone give their opinion on it, and then we'll just move on from there. But I will keep up with it because it is interesting to me. I haven't watched the video interview. I've only read the transcript, so maybe I will go and watch that as well. Thank you for the super chat.
I don't want to hear David Ellison's voice.
$2 super chat from Lone Wolf. Movie should have been them reuniting instead, in my opinion. Talking about Mandalorian and Grogu. What do we think about that?
Yeah, no, that's what we were saying a couple minutes ago.
I didn't know if it. I know you were talking about it, but I didn't know if it was directly about this.
No, that was part of my pitch. I'm like, that could have also worked as well, and like,
And
I don't know, but
probably
it's too late.
again, like if you would have done everything that was in Boba Fett season 1, probably $1 billion movie. If you have the like Luke Skywalker and the Ahsoka stuff, Boba Fett can still be in the movie, and maybe that sets up an actual season 2 that's actually his and not just like, whatever. Like it could be like your almost crossover event of like all the different things or whatever. Like it would have, I think, would have done numbers.
And again, a lot of the stuff does feel like similar parallels to Phase 1.
Yeah.
Mandalorian, we've been hearing who's Thrawn. Ahsoka's show, we see Thrawn, and then we might get him in the culminating event. It's the same thing with Iron Man, and then Thor. And then Thor had Loki, and then in the Avengers we got Loki, and it's like, oh, Thor knows of him. It's like, all right, there you go.
Yeah.
By the way, we also have. Let me pull up the super chat here. Another super chat from Lone Wolf. $2 super chat says happy birthday with all the cool emojis. Thank you, Lone Wolf, and it's good to see you. I appreciate the super chat. You always being here supporting the streams. And our final super chat before we watch our trailers from Naruto. It's a $5 super chat. Thank you, Naruto. Darren, is your channel cursed before it even gets off the ground? Are we talking about your gaming channel?
Second one, the Google Voice thing did not work. It would not accept it.
So you have to wait, basically.
I guess I'm gonna keep trying different things, but we'll see.
I wonder if it's because the Google number is tied to Google.
I think that's it. I only have one number. You
could probably do another like generated phone number service, something that isn't tied to Google. Look it up. There's a lot of them.
I've been looking at those, but they're all like, well, this one is also attached to 2 now. I was like, oh my goodness.
Oh no. Okay.
So I got to keep trying.
It's too bad Skype is gone. You could do a Skype phone number back in the day. So.
Damn, I was one of I felt like I was one of the last people out of those that I knew that were still using Skype while it was up.
Really? All right, so we're going to start out. We're going to do 3 trailers. We're going to do Lanterns first. Then we're going to do The Boys. Then we'll do the Invincible trailer, I believe, is what we'll do. We'll do them in that order. Make sure I have the Invincible trailer ready. Yeah, I do. Okay, cool. All right. So first up is The Lanterns. And I did watch this already, so this isn't really a reaction, but we're going to watch it with everybody so I can get my thoughts on it. We're going to let it play all the way through because I already know that Warner Brothers is going to remove this from the stream because they did it to my last stream.
Best
and
of the 3.
Jake had to jump through a bunch of hoops to get it to work on his. So we're going to watch the whole thing straight through, and then I have a lot of opinions, and I think people are going to be very surprised on at least part of my opinion on it because I did have some criteria. If you guys remember, I said when the official trailer comes out, I have certain things I want to see in the trailer, or else I'm going to be very concerned. So those concerns are here, but let's watch the trailer first, and then we'll talk about it. So, what were you going to say?
I was going to say one thing quickly. I'm tired of everybody who was saying that they needed to see XYZ in the trailer. No, you wanted to. You did not need to.
Well, in order for me to give it a passing grade for me, I needed to see it.
Oh, okay.
Right. So like yes, it's a want of mine. I would like to have it in the trailer and on a personal level, but if I'm scoring this based on like a professional thing, like I'm saying this is what my criteria for the trailer to get me excited for the show, I needed to see it in the trailer. And I'll explain why there's a difference there for me when we watch it. So, all right, here we go.
That's how much they don't want to acknowledge Guy Gardner.
Well, yeah, that's one of my criticism there. But anyway, I'll let everybody else speak first, and then I will go last because I have a lot to say. So we can just run down the line. Everybody can get their thoughts out about the trailer. Maybe some of your thoughts are my thoughts, but I'd figure I'd be gracious and let everybody else go first. So let's go ahead down the line. Jake, thoughts on the trailer?
So I liked what I saw. I still have my reservations going into the show. Yes, there were a few just observations that I made, and I'm not harping on one or glazing, as people like to say, glazing the other one. I will say this: I do find it interesting how John is saying the oath is to protect people when categorically that's incorrect. If you know what the Green Lantern oath is, like by word, which I'm assuming Hal might correct him there and say the oath is this. Someone saying Hal is like too cocky and too much of an asshole. Hal's always kind of had a bit of a snarky side to him.
Mhm.
That's nothing new. And do I love the fact that if we go by the actor's age, do I love that Hal is going to be near retirement age? Not necessarily. But the more and more that I've watched the trailer, he's starting to feel more like Hal to me. Aaron Pierre, I really had no doubts about. I do find it interesting how their dynamic is essentially going to be, like Hal is the more kind of stuck up, snarky one. John is the more stoic and serious one. And that whole thing at the end where he's like, I'm the only human. I think that's either one of two things. That either means that maybe he doesn't know about Guy Gardner, or in true Guy Gardner fashion, no one wants to acknowledge him. Because, just look at that Young Justice scene alone when both Hal and John immediately shoot down the idea of him being on the League. That tells you all you need to know about Guy. I'm still looking forward to this series. We knew long ago that this was going to be a grounded Earth-based mystery, but because I imagine they're going to save some of the big, space spectacle stuff for a big screen budget that can support it, and I imagine we'll get it later. For this, I think it's going to be a good show, and we'll just have to see what happens. But I'm not over here saying, "Oh man, the 2011 movie is so much better than this slop." All of a sudden, I'm not saying that, and people that are doing that shit really piss me off. Yeah, I don't even want to go into that rabbit hole. But overall, I think this is I'm fine with what I saw.
Okay. Thoughts, Ronan?
There we go. Yeah, I would have got mine, but you called on me first. So
I am pumped as hell for this show, man. And listen, I get it. I want to see space cops. Trust me. I want to see space. I want to go to Oa. I want to see Kilowog. I want to see Tomare. I want to see Jade. I want to see Chip. They fucking mentioned Chip. I want to see that. But I was there when the video dropped of Chapter 1, Gods and Monsters. They deliberately say True Detective style mystery. This feels like True Detective style mystery. And for those who have been worried, oh my gosh, is it what the DC studio is? I don't sense an ounce of James Gunn's vibe. So there's no scapegoat. They've told you everything. Nice, Darren. Nice. They told you everything. They show the cards, and they're saying I think they're almost pushing in on everybody. Are you in or you're out? We're going all in. We're showing you what we have in our cards, our hand. And I think the casting is perfect. I've always been a fan of Kyle Chandler, and when they said he was Hal Jordan, I'm like, oh, I could definitely see it. And I remember seeing that beginning segment of you're not ready to go in front of the class until the ring says you are. Him jumping out of the car and testing him of you want me to train you? I trained you. That I remember being oh, that is Hal Jordan at the wazoo. That because Hal Jordan is Maverick from Top Gun, and he's a cowboy. He loved that stuff. He's a hero, but he's a cowboy. And the very 48 hours, almost, I even liken it to more to Men in Black vibe between Hal and John, almost like Agent K and Agent J. I'm digging that, man. And I feel again, this could be a stretch, but I feel like they're also potentially passively adapting elements from the Hard Traveling Heroes stories, which for those who don't know, seminal Green Lantern and Green Arrow stories of when they pitted Green Lantern, Green Arrow together and they traveled America and discovered that there was a lot wrong with America and they needed to help out. And I'm sensing that with this film, with this show. Dude, they played, I didn't recognize that first, but they're playing a Bruce Springsteen song called State Trooper, which I've been trying to like listen to the lyrics and be like, why did they use that song specifically?
Funny when you realize how many DC shows now have references to Bruce Springsteen songs.
Yeah, man. Like, which I mean, he is the boss. And
What's up, baby?
I don't know, y'all. Him saying, you know, at the end, Hal Jordan, Green Lantern, and then whooping that dude's ass. I was like, that and him flying, that was enough for me. Yes, I would like to see a construct, but I'm okay with waiting for the show to do that.
Because the human Green Lanterns typically don't have secret identities. So.
Yeah, and I like the suit, don't love it, but I don't think that's the only suit we're gonna see. Right. I'm okay with that, but this is good. This is good getting into it, and like for right now, that's all I need to see. I'm pretty sure they're gonna hold off until Comic-Con July, and they're gonna make a big splash moment in that category, and I think that would be the wise play for this show, in my opinion.
Seems like you really can't please people because they hated the overly CGI suit, and now they're hating a practical suit, so you can't please anybody.
Yeah.
Darren, any thoughts on this?
I was really conflicted with this trailer. I do think it looks good. I think it looks like a good show. I also think it's a bit valid to be a little disappointed, though. Like, I think I don't know. It is a show called Lanterns, and we didn't see much Lanterns. And again, like, I understand that's coming, and I do think we're going to get a lot more of it. They're not showing. I do think it's a mistake on the marketing side, though. I think the DCU has had actually several bad like first looks. I think they're not very good at showing their cards correctly. I think they've been doing like, oh, let's be very
cryptic.
Very cryptic, very mysterious, like, you know,
I feel like it's almost like they're ashamed of the source material. That's the vibe I get.
With somebody like James Gunn at the head, though, that shouldn't be the case.
No, but this disproves everybody's claim that James Gunn is controlling everything, because I don't think James Gunn necessarily would have done this. You know what I mean? I don't think he would have made a show like this. And that's okay. I'll talk about that when I give my opinion, but I do think it feels like they're ashamed of the source material a little bit.
Yeah, I think the show, and I know a lot of people have pointed out, most of what they're wearing, like they're wearing basically the same thing in every shot. So that does lead to this might all be episode 1, right? Yeah. This might be the first episode. I just maybe think that's a little bit. I think I would feel a little bit better if there was just one shot, just like one shot of a glow or something, one shot of something. Just be like, okay, that's Green Lanterns. And I think it is also just because we've waited so long for lanterns, like anything Green Lantern related, that people are just starved for anything.
Sorry, Darren.
Yeah, go ahead, Darren. Yeah. Paige here says legitimately bad trailer for what it will end up being a pretty good to very good show. Epic fail in marketing to start off, still keen for it. I don't know.
There's just one question that I have with this trailer. I mean, there's a few, but...
You said one, but there's a few. Okay, go ahead.
John said, we've been training for a couple months now and I haven't even worn the ring. So what has he been training in?
There's a lot of questions.
If he hasn't won the ring at all,
there's a lot of questions.
You've been training for 2 months. Then what's the training?
I'm going to bring up somebody who just came into the back room, but I need to say what I want to say. So Lance, hold it in just a little bit so I can finish what I have to say. But welcome to the stream, Lance, who only jumps on when he sees Paigey in the chat. Just so you guys know, that's the only time he ever comes on.
Don't tell Lance to hold it in. Do you see how many kids this guy has?
I was going to make the joke. I didn't though.
Yeah. All right. So let me get my thoughts on it, because I didn't talk too much about it on the Copecast. I gave like a very brief thought on it. Number one, I'll start out with the positives. Okay, I got my notes over here. The show is selling exactly what we were told it's going to be. Here's a quote from an article from last October from the showrunners. Our show is in a lot of ways about replacement, When should someone step aside, and when is it time for the next person to take the reins? That push and pull between those two characters is really important. So much of that power that John has by not taking the bait, understanding you lose your power if you're yelling and screaming. That's what we're trying to convey. He knows he belongs, so he doesn't have to overcompensate. They also talked about the fact this was going to be very similar to something like True Detective, something along those lines. So what they're trying to sell us is present in this trailer. That's a positive. The production quality looks really high. Like it or not, it looks like a well-made show. I think the production quality looks really good in my opinion. Another positive is people want not James Gunn. This is not James Gunn at all.
Right.
If you didn't want James Gunn, this is literally like outside of that bubble.
And people are still blaming him for it.
Yes, the acting is top notch. Kyle and Aaron are both really good in the trailer, so don't have any issue with that. The audience they're courting with this show feels very specific. I'll talk more about that when I get to the negatives. It doesn't feel like they're trying to appeal to a larger audience, so it does feel like the showrunner knows exactly the audience that he's looking for, and that brings me to my negatives in the trailer. I don't like the Landman. I don't like true crime stuff. I don't like True Detective. So literally, I am outside of that target audience. So when I talked earlier, Jake, about like needing something to be in the trailer, since I'm not the target audience for those kinds of shows, I needed to see something other than that to make me interested in the show. That's what I said about needing, because I don't like true crime and true detective shows. So what am I going to be? What am I getting here if I'm not getting that? That's my question.
Well, exactly what the premise of the show was is what we knew we were going to get.
But I'm not saying that's a bad thing. Remember, I complimented them on that. I said, for me, as a viewer who is outside of that specific target audience, what am I seeing here that's going to make me interested in it if I don't want specifically that? It's a very narrow audience they're trying to get with this trailer.
Yeah.
Do you agree with that?
I mean, sure, but at that point, you have to ask, it's like, okay, what would have won you over?
Seeing something with more than just him flying in one shot. Like, I need to see something more than that for me personally. What I'm saying is I am outside of the target audience of true crime and true detective type stuff. Landman, I don't like that shit. Yellowstone, don't like that shit. It's not my type of show. So that means that they are not trying to hit the audience that is me, which is a portion of the fans of this type of media. That's a good thing if that's what they're trying to do. It's a bad thing if they're trying to reach outside of that bubble.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing else here for me. There's nothing. I got one shot of him jumping in the air, which, by the way, that brings me to my next critique. That's the same thing that we saw several months ago of the flying, which means, is that the only shot that we get of him doing that? Because remember, everybody got hit copyright on that flying video they put up on Twitter, that behind the scenes video. It's literally the same shot, and that's the one they show us in the teaser. So we've already seen that. We've
I
already
never
seen
saw that
shot.
before. To be, I'm brutally honest, I never seen it. I never
Well,
saw
no,
it before.
I'm not saying you specifically, but I mean that was the shot that leaked. That was the video that leaked like a few months ago. Also, One Ring. That means it's a passing of the torch, which means Kyle Chandler will be Hal Jordan in this show. John gets the ring. Hal Jordan goes away.
Were they both not
This
wearing
will be
rings?
the only time.
Were they
No,
both
the
wearing
art.
rings?
Jake,
That
this
shot
is
was so long
let me
ago.
hold on. This is directly from the article, October of last year. When should someone step aside when it's time for the next person to take the reins? That tells me there's one ring between the two of them.
Did we not see them both with rings on the shot? You saw the two of them walking on the road long ago.
No, there was only one ring in that picture, and that was on Hal's hand.
Okay.
So there's one ring between the two of them. It's been confirmed by the showrunner. We haven't seen them using powers outside of that. So we know there's one ring. It does seem like that Hal is training John for the role. And like you said, training for months without the ring. So what has he been training on? I have no idea, which ropes me back into like, if this show is like True Detective, it's not for me. First of all, it's just not for me. The Green Lantern stuff seems to be a side part of the show based on the trailer. It doesn't engage much into Green Lantern stuff. That could be just a promotional thing, which is fine. But again, it seems like it's very saturated. It doesn't seem very colorful. I also want to point out, I don't have an issue with the suit hanging up in the closet or whatever. I know a lot of people are going off about that. I don't have a problem with that. I think it's fine. We saw that Guy Gardner had a Maxwell Lord suit in the movie. I don't
No
give
one
a fuck about
complained
that.
about that.
Yeah, I don't give a
You
fuck
did.
about that. Doesn't matter to me. By the way, the suit being in the closet makes me concerned because that means that he's not wearing the suit much anymore because he's for some reason he's passing the ring on, which
Yeah.
means we probably won't see him wearing the suit. That confuses me a little bit. Also, is Hal Jordan not a public figure when he tells the guy who he is? I'm like, you've been the Green Lantern for how long, and nobody knows who the fuck you are. Like, I don't know about that either. The mention of like all the other people and not mentioning Guy Gardner, which was kind of a joke that he doesn't consider Guy Gardner to be another human for whatever reason. I guess that's
Guy
fine.
is part alien.
Yeah, I know that in the comics. We don't. That was never mentioned though in the Superman movie, so we don't know. We have no idea what that means in the context of the show. Look, this show, the way it looks in this trailer, is not for me, and that's fine. It might be for everybody else, but it is not. I am not the target audience for this show. I am just not, and that's fine. Like I've always said, like that you don't have to make a show that appeals to everybody, but this trailer is literally appealing to a very specific demographic of viewers, and then maybe a few people that are willing to give it a shot because they like the Green Lantern stuff. The trailer's doing really well. Apparently it's getting more views than most of the other DC TV shows that have been out compared to like Peacemaker and everything. That's fine. It's exciting. Kyle Chandler, Aaron Pierre, extremely talented people. I'm sure the show is going to be really good, but this trailer did not get me excited for the show. Full stop. So that's my thoughts on it. Again, I'm not saying it's awful. Paige, you said it's trash or whatever. It's fine, Paige, to say that. For me, it just I'm not the target audience.
Last season of The Flash, so we can't.
So Lance, you jumped in. I'm assuming you wanted to give your thoughts on the trailer or whatever, or just talk about it.
Yes, but I also want to say happy birthday.
Oh, so you can't. Something selfless. Lance is doing something selfless. Everyone, thank you for the happy birthday.
What?
Lance. I appreciate it.
Not Lance.
Lance, it's I don't believe anything these people say about you being egotistical and narcissistic. Whatever they've said about you, I don't believe it. You are totally selfless. Anyway, go ahead.
Lance, don't talk without a lawyer, okay?
All right.
All right, Lance, what are your thoughts though? Because you're here, so I want to hear what you have to say about it.
Well, everybody knows, like, I only care about one thing that comes out this year. Like, I literally only care about one thing.
Oh my god.
Michael. Yeah.
But I will say this trailer oozes pretentious. Okay, whatever that means. I will say,
Pause.
yes, the trailer is, geared towards a certain group of people, I guess I can say, like you said. But at the same time, we knew what we were getting. This is just a teaser trailer.
Mhm.
The CGI could indeed not be finished. I saw people complaining, telling us, why doesn't he have an aura? A Green Lantern doesn't need to have the aura to fly.
Yeah, I don't care about that either. That doesn't bother me.
Like,
I mentioned it before, but it doesn't. I'm not somebody that cares.
Keep in mind, this could also all be from just one episode. There's a lot more than one episode in the series.
Exactly.
I will be honest though, I did not like that flying shot. I thought that flying shot looked bad. Like, I'm not saying they need aura, but maybe it would have looked better with a little bit of aura.
I don't think the flying shot is done. It's nothing.
True.
Have we not learned anything? Trailers, the CGI, the special effects, whatever you want to call it, they're never finished, especially in the first teaser trailer.
Yeah.
This is the first teaser trailer.
I
This
hope they keep
looks a
working on
lot.
it.
This looks a lot brighter than what we got in that little HBO Max preview a couple months ago when we first got the scene.
Oh, I hated the
how
HBO Max
Jumper
preview.
got
That was
fired.
bad to me. That was bad.
Yeah,
I didn't
like
that at all.
this looks a lot brighter. One thing that I really did love is especially hearing it's Aaron Pierre's vocal performance, if I could say it like that. Hearing him here after hearing him as a
You're saying he's got a good
anthropomorphic-
mouth? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay. all right.
After hearing him as a anthropomorphic horse and lion, and then thinking about his
Horse.
actual, and he played the horse and goat.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. After hearing that, I love his voice as Jon Stewart. I love and people were complaining like they took the once noble Jon Stewart and turned him cock. This is a younger version of Jon Stewart. It's okay. It's an adaptation. It's not a shot for shot, We're not pulling Jon Stewart out
I
of
w-
the comic and throwing him on the screen.
I want to ask the chat. Chat, thumbs up and thumbs down. Did you like the trailer? Did you not like the trailer? You don't even have to give details. Just, I want a general idea. Did you like it? Did you not like it? I'm just asking to see what people think. Thumbs up and thumbs down on the trailer, because I do see a lot of people getting mad that it seems like people are excited for the show. I understand why people are excited. I get it. This also feels like a knee-jerk reaction to the Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern. It's like that one was so over the top. They were like, no, we need to go the opposite direction.
Well, I'm seeing a lot of revisions on that now.
Wait.
Yeah.
I feel
I'm
as if
seeing a lot of-
we need to wait until it comes out. Wait until we get an official trailer. Wait until we see something else, because we know this show is going to have flashbacks. We're going to see Hal Jordan in the suit. It makes sense as to why that suit looks so old and worn. If everybody read
let me ask a legitimate. I want to ask a real question though. Okay, I'm not disagreeing with you. I think there might be stuff in the show that does have a bunch of special effects and flashbacks and stuff like that. But no one's going to see that if they don't advertise to that group of people.
But they're
right.
Nobody said that they aren't going to advertise.
This is an advertisement. This is their second one.
What is that group? What is that group?
A group of people that don't necessarily give a fuck about true crime.
But here's the thing: that like if they would have done a 180 from this, then everybody would have been like, well, what the fuck? I thought you guys said True Detective. I thought we grounded level one. Which again, I'm not saying that like it has to appeal to everybody. That everybody has to be a fan. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that like they stuck to their guns, what they said, and we've known this for 3 years now. And
I gave them credit for that too. I said they're selling us what they told us they were going to sell us.
Right,
That's not an issue with me.
Right,
what I'm saying though is that as someone who loves Green Lantern, this show does not make me excited about Green Lantern. I am more excited about Guy Gardner and Superman than I am about this, and that's sad because I think Kyle is going to be a great Hal Jordan, and I think that Aaron's going to be a great Jon Stewart. I want to be excited about this show, but I can't lie and pretend that I am, because the vibe of the show isn't for me. So I'm feeling a little bit left out as a fan because I want to enjoy it as much as everybody else, and they could have given me anything. If I would have seen one shot of Hal wearing the suit and turning around and giving a wink or something to someone, or anything at all that gave me just a little inkling that I'm going to get that in the show, I probably would have been all in. But they gave me none of that.
And that to me, from that perspective, that point of view, that is rightfully, like, you're right to feel that way. I think that they are going to come with a trailer and be like, all right, here's some couple of the money shots, and I'll let everybody else talk because I've been quiet. All I'm going to say is this doesn't feel like Superman or Supergirl, and that's what we've all wanted. That this year better not feel like there's no James Gunn DNA at all, and it has to feel like a variety. So again, for better for worse, this is a different variety, it's a different corner, different flavor, and I'm hopeful that, like, because again, like you, I like Guy Gardner's Green Lantern presence and that vibe in Superman. I also like this vibe as well. I like both vibes for Green Lantern. So you're right to feel that way, but I also feel like, well, I can have both styles too. I think that's for me.
But you're gonna have both styles in this show.
Right.
Guy is in the show.
So, Eric, I just have one question.
That also leads me to believe we're gonna have both. They aren't gonna turn down Guy.
I do feel like there's a little bit. I'm gonna be honest. I feel like there's a little bit of pushback on me wanting more and not necessarily critiquing the trailer. I haven't said the trailer is bad. I haven't said the show is going to be shit. I'm asking, as a fan, do I deserve, as a fan, to get a little bit of something, a sprinkling of salt on my French fries to make me want to be excited about something? Or is it shut the fuck up and take whatever they give me? Like, which one is it?
I don't subscribe to that.
I'm not trying to be a dick with this, but you're going to watch it anyway, right?
But what difference does that make, though?
A lot.
Because I feel
it doesn't make a lot of difference. I'm watching it as somebody that does it here on YouTube, but I represent a huge group of people that also don't make content on YouTube.
But that's what I'm trying to say. All we have to do is just wait and see. Wait until we see.
What is
a
the?
full
Let me ask you,
product.
Lance. What is the point of an advertising in a trailer? What's the point of it?
It's just a tease of what's
No,
to come.
answer
They're
the
not gonna
question,
show everything.
Lance. The point of an advertising trailer is to get people excited to watch the thing. If it doesn't actually do that, then there's something missing from it for me.
I kind of
For me
agree.
personally.
Because this is the most important trailer. Like that first trailer is the make or break for a lot of people. Like a lot of people are going to watch that first trailer and be like, I'm either going to watch this or I'm not going to watch this. And I do like the style that they're going with. I think you need to do some new and unique things with these comic book movies and shows. But I do agree. I think there should have at least been one solid shot of like the ring glowing or something, just to be like, okay, that's the thing that you want.
That's all I'm asking for. Give me a, like, you put out a 2-minute trailer. How long is this trailer? I think the trailer is like
2 minutes
or
and like
something.
10 seconds. I
Yeah,
think.
you put out that long ass trailer and you couldn't do one shot of the ring glowing and doing some just anywhere in it. It makes me feel like they want to trick people into watching the show that don't give a fuck about the lanterns.
So
Okay,
I'll
let me
say
ask you
this.
Let me
I
ask you this.
won't. I'm not pushing back on you, Eric.
Yeah.
You have. I think there is some validity to those criticisms. I'm just saying that, like, because I would think you and I both are big Green Lantern fans.
Yeah.
I dug it. I went with it, and I'm not. I mean, not playing the long game, but I think there's more to it. And with what I got, I was okay because it wasn't just one more still shot that we had for these past few months.
I want to point out, hold on, wait, this comment here. I don't think it's trash. I've never called it trash. That's never what I said. I actually complimented the trailer in a lot. I think like, here's the issue. Like, so Jay Bird here says, I agree with Eric. It just feels like Penguin was. There's a gritty, grounded show. We don't have much comic book stuff. He does mention the squirrel though. He does. Yes. So the squirrel, I will give him credit for that. The squirrel mention is pretty fucking cool.
That was wild.
So I will give him credit on that. But I think there's a line here where we have a bunch of people on YouTube that are disingenuous assholes that just want to hate everything that comes out. And then we have a group of people that want to be excited about everything that comes out. And I love all of that. Is there space for someone to be like, yeah, it looks good. I think it's going to be a good show, but I wanted more out of the teaser. Is there a spot for me to say that without people thinking that I'm trashing the show? Because that's not what I'm doing.
I think everybody's being way too dramatic over this. Like, honestly,
What-
it's not
what's-
that serious.
They are.
So Lance, all right. So, but you guys feel like I'm being too dramatic. What is the dramatic thing that I'm asking for?
I'm not saying you per se. I'm saying
Right.
everybody in general. They're doing too much over this teaser trailer. Maybe it's just because I'm not that big a Green Lantern fan. Again, there's only one thing that I care about this year.
I know you're excited for Michael, and like when does that come out? By the way,
April
April.
24th. I'll be there April 23rd. All right. I'm gonna watch the show because I'm gonna get screeners for it. You know, shameless. plug. I'm gonna watch the show, and I hope I enjoy it. But again, it was just a teaser. I never judge anything purely off teaser trailers.
well,
A good example. The Superman trailer. The first
Right.
thing we got from that was Superman laying in the snow. Everybody trashed it. Everybody was crying. And then all of a sudden,
That was a great trailer, though.
people didn't think so. The first teaser trailer where there were no words, people didn't think it was good.
Maybe Twitter, but like the general audience was praising this show. Like
Everywhere.
I will
Darren,
give Lance
everywhere.
credit. I do remember some overreaction to that shot. I do
some,
remember
sure,
Well,
but a
there's
lot of
the
that
same-
was.
There's the same sort of overreaction here. It's this revisionist where as soon as this is out, people are turning around and saying, oh, suddenly that 2011 movie doesn't look too bad. Saying
I've
this,
seen that
and the
too.
other. It's
Ironheart
also-
was another good example. People trashed it.
hold
and
on,
the show
hold-
came out and people actually liked it.
Just hold on for a second. We do this every time. We go through this every time. We do a podcast where we talk about stuff related to movies and TV shows. Coming in and telling us to wait and give our opinion after we see something is the laziest criticism.
Yeah.
I'm
We
sorry,
may as well
Jason,
not
it just
do the
is.
show.
We
Yeah.
have to speculate about stuff because that's what we're doing here. We're talking about the stuff we love and we're talking about bits of things that come out. I am critiquing the trailer,
So
not the show. I have not critiqued the show one time because the show isn't out yet.
Anybody want some?
I don't think critiquing the trailer is bad, but using some of the verbiage like, oh, don't we think we deserve this? I think that goes a little bit into entitlement territory.
So don't we deserve what? Like what specifically? Be specific. I don't like the vague stuff.
Like, and I'm not trying to be vague with that statement, but it could go into anything. It's like, oh, don't we deserve this from this trailer? It's like, at the end of the day, we're gonna get what we're gonna get, and we'll either like it or we won't.
But I'm trying to get to what you're. Don't we deserve this? What is this specifically that you're referencing?
People were saying like, "Oh, we deserve a real Green Lantern suit." Zack Snyder did this in his garage.
Right. They're saying like,
"Oh, I'm not in that camp. I think the suit is fine. That doesn't bother me."
Saying like, "Oh, like we deserve a construct. We deserve a flying shot. We deserve a glow. This."
Well, we got a flying shot.
Well, right. I'm just saying anything that could go into that category that people are using for this. We're saying, oh, we deserve this. And I'm not saying you're like the biggest perpetrator of this, but I see so many people that fall into that entitlement syndrome where they're like, oh man, I want this, this, and this, and if it's not done this way, then fuck it all. Like I really can't stand that attitude.
The Brown Lanterns.
Full
stop.
Brown. It's a worn down green.
No, I'm talking about the comment.
Am I getting across what I'm trying to here?
I get what Jake is saying, and I also get what Eric is saying, and I think I hope people realize of this is that like, and I said it in my reaction, and it was funny enough. A friend of ours, Canagraphs, was like, "I'm confused. Did you like the teaser or not?" And I was like, "No, I really liked it. I just said that like a lot could happen between now and August, and I hope it delivers by then. But from what I've seen, I liked it. Like it got me reciting the oath at the end of it, and so like that means that's a good sign from my perspective.
I just want to put out. I think as fans of stuff, we want to defend it at all times because we love it so much, and I do respect that. But the way I've always been on YouTube and on social media is I have to be honest about the way I feel about stuff, and I try to be fair about it. Like with this one, I gave concessions. And I said that it did everything it needed to do and that it's a good trailer, that it looks great, that it's got a specific audience they're appealing to. But I just feel it's a little weird that I'm like, for me as a viewer of not true crime, I needed to see something else to make me excited. And it seems like a lot of people feel like that's an entitlement statement. It's not, because they don't have to give it to me. They don't have to give it to me. They could literally not do anything like that leading up to the show. And that could cost them a viewer. That could if I'm not me, if I'm somebody else that's not, Eric Reloaded, Eric Debunks that does YouTube videos, I might decide not to watch it for that reason. And that's a valid reason not to do it. There's nothing wrong with that at all.
Yeah.
I just think we have to be more open to hearing some legitimate criticisms and not just going, well, it's woke or it's slop or it's women or whatever.
Keyword, legit criticisms.
And I think that my criticisms are legitimate.
No,
does anybody disagree with me?
I think there's legit criticism. Yeah, I think there is. But I also think that Jake has a point with, and again, I'm not saying that like, yo, you fucked up. I'm saying that like when we use words like deserve, that's where I feel like we tread that thin ice of like.
I don't think I pushed hard on the word deserve.
No, and again, it's your choice, the way you feel about it, and again, I think that like I think what I'm saying is showing that like we both watch it, we're both Green Lantern fans. It didn't stick with you all the way for you, the way it did for me, and I would like to assume that we're both gonna show up on August and try it out, and then we'll see how we feel, even within the first episode or the whole series. And again, I could say this: I could be hyped as hell for this, and then come August or September when it concludes, and I'd be like, wow. As a whole, it wasn't my cup of tea.
Can I ask a question? And this is an honest question with everybody. Have you ever watched a trailer for something you loved and you didn't like it and you wanted people to just hear your thoughts on it without being judged? Have you ever done that?
Wait. Phrase that again?
Have you ever seen a trailer for a franchise of something you liked, generally, but you didn't like the trailer, and you're like, these are things I didn't like about it, and then you have people push back on you, and you're like, no, I'm not saying it's going to be bad, I just didn't like it. Do you consider that to be a valid feeling for yourself? Like, have you ever done that? Is there something that's come out where you've been like, I like this thing in general, but I didn't like that trailer? Has anybody ever felt that way? I'm just gauging the panel.
Yeah.
I think so. Maybe most recently. I don't even think. It's again. It's
Like
not even a trailer.
Supergirl. Did everybody like Supergirl?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the teaser. Yeah,
The trailer,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Is
and I was
anything-
part of a live stream that like
yeah,
some
go
people
ahead.
weren't into it, and I was
Right.
like, okay, that's valid. You're not into it, and I was saying some sort of stuff like it's a teaser. I don't think we should press the emergency button yet. But if you're not into
Yeah.
the first teaser, that's a valid point. I think for me, it's not a trailer, but I wasn't. I liked it. I thought it was cute, but I wasn't crazy about the Mandalorian Grogu Super Bowl.
Okay, that's a
commercial.
fair one. Right. So if you said that and then you said what I needed from this is XYZ, do you think that would be a valid feeling to have if you were somebody that's interested in the movie?
For me to say I needed XYZ,
When that teaser came out, you probably thought I wanted to see something else, right? That's your opinion.
Yeah, I said I remember. Again, I could be wrong. People could fact check me. I think I said from what I got as a whole, it wasn't my cup of tea. I wouldn't have done this, but it's not my promotional project to do.
Right, but
I
what I'm
remember I
saying is
pitched-
all of us have felt that way about something before.
sure.
Yeah.
I think
Sure.
there's people with heated feelings about this trailer because we want Green Lantern so bad, and I get that. But we have to leave room for people to say I didn't like this about the trailer
And that's
without
okay.
them feeling like they're entitled.
That is okay.
I got a recent example for you. Not to say that I necessarily didn't like this. Like, I just felt so incredibly lukewarm about it. And maybe this is a hot take. I felt kind of next to nothing seeing the Steve Rogers Doomsday teaser. Because I
A
didn't.
lot of people felt that way.
Yeah,
a lot of
I-
people felt that
What
way.
what
I
I'm
didn't
saying,
necess- 'cause I didn't
what I'm
necessarily
saying
get that
though
character back. I'm still
is
looking for
that
the movie, but that damn
in
trailer
this
didn't do anything.
situation, I think that there's a lot of people who think any individual singular criticism about this trailer is some sort of entitlement, and I'm saying we should not do that.
No. And I'm not saying that at all. I hope that comes across for me that I'm like, if you have legit criticism, that doesn't mean I think you're seeking entitlement. All I say is that if we use certain words, we're going down the path where we come off as entitlements of like,
That's what I'm
yo,
getting at.
I showed up for the teaser,
But we also
and I
have to
got
take
fed
the context
veggie
of the
burger.
person saying it, though. Like, right?
No.
Like, if it's some person in a vacuum that's been saying it for years, that's different from like one person saying it about one thing one time. I think that's different.
that's,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, again,
So,
to me,
like,
yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at, because I think there's a lot of, like, I saw the chat. The chat is very divided on the trailer. I think the trailer is going to be divisive, and I understand why, because it has a very specific audience that it is catering to first, and then another audience that I think it's catering to second, and then you have a whole group of people that just are probably not going to tune in because it's not their vibe. As Lance said, this is the first quote-unquote real teaser for it, because that HBO thing was garbage. That little like 12-second thing we got like
Eric,
what was it, 2
as-
months ago.
As a big Star Wars fan, I have to live with this, and I'm not saying it's a burden or it's like a lot of things I have to weigh on my shoulder, but I have to live with the fact that as a whole, The Last Jedi, a very divisive film, as a whole, isn't for me. There are some people who really like that movie and love that movie, and I give them kudos. You know, if you like the Canto Bight scene, kudos to you. Conceptually, I like it. As execution, I'm not into it, and I think we can coexist that way and hope that the next thing we both have a more liking to it. And
That's
I
fair.
think I think that's where we're at right now with this teaser.
Yeah.
Like, okay, some of us weren't into it fully, some of us were. We'll see if the next promotional thing where
Well,
most of all of us were like, oh yeah, we're
You know what I
ramped up.
think? The true test on this, everybody, I think, is what they do with the next set of advertising, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
So with the next
Sure.
set of advertising, if we see Kyle wearing the suit in a scene that looks like a flashback scene or something like that, then I know for a fact they realize that they need to engage a different
Yeah.
set of the audience, and they're going to figure that out. Or they're going to double down and say, no, we want that true crime, true detective, Landman, Yellowstone audience. That's who we want. We're not trying to reach outside of that bubble. The next set of advertising will determine that for me.
Sure.
Yeah, go ahead, Lance.
So also, I saw people complaining like, "Oh my God, that means Hal is passing down the ring." People do know that's how it works
In the
right?
comics.
Hell,
Yeah,
if the
like
movie got
people-
one thing right, it was that.
Yeah, no, I
People
said, but
do
they
understand.
addressed that like back in October. They said that was what it was going to be.
And I'll say
Yeah,
this. there's a line of dialogue that initially worried me, but I'm like, you know what? I'll wait till we see the show where Hal says, "As long as I'm breathing, I'm the one who's in charge and whatnot." And I was like, all I said in my teaser was like, please don't kill him off.
Yeah,
Please don't kill off.
Yeah.
And that whole line about the oath too, where John says the oath is protecting people. Who's to say Kyle? I keep doing that. Who's to say Hal
Die.
is who's to say Hal is not going to correct him right there and tell him what the oath actually
Yeah,
is?
we don't know.
Yeah.
Right. Like those if you listen to my
that wasn't an oath to me. That was
No,
just a
but-
paraphrase.
none of my criticisms were on anything that we didn't see directly in the trailer. And anything that I talked about that we didn't see are things that I just wanted to see in the trailer. Things that I would like to have seen in the trailer.
That's better wording.
No, they're not true crime, but that is the audience that this show looks like it's trying to appeal to, is that down to the earth, gritty, realistic type storytelling. That's what they're trying to do, and that's what's popular right now.
Okay, I kind of want to place this question because I'm curious.
Yeah.
Because again, I'm pretty much on like your same wavelength. I was a little disappointed coming out of the trailer, even though I thought it looked good. I'm actually kind of okay if that's the market you want to market to, right? If you are trying to,
Oh, me too.
gravitate
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that.
an entire audience that never, because we're all going to watch it. Like people who are going to watch the show are going to watch it no matter what it is, right? Like we're all going to watch it no matter what. But I don't think it's a terrible idea to be like, hey, this entire section of people that never would have watched our universe, we've now hooked them. So while I'm not completely like blown away by this trailer, I can be like, okay, I can understand them trying to get the casual audience on board first.
Yeah, I want to go back on this. Thank you, Catagraphs, by the way. Good to see you in here. I appreciate it. No, I said from the beginning that if that's the audience, if that's the narrow audience that they're trying to appeal to, just that one demographic, then that's fine. But I said, for me, if you want to bring me into the show with high hopes for it, then you need to show me something else. And if you don't want to, that's fine. You don't have to. It's entirely up to them. But we will see in the next set of advertising how this looks for them. Like if they agree with that or they disagree with that. They might double down on it. And that's absolutely fine. We did have a few super chats while we were doing that segment, so let's do that, and then we're going to look at the boys trailer. Lone Wolf here with the $5 super chat. I have DM my Lantern thoughts on Discord. We get there long for super chat, but I like to contribute my thoughts to the panel. Okay, we'll look at that when I'm done with the super chats. Thank you so much for the $5, Lone Wolf. Marlon Wilson here with the $4.99 super chat. Is there only one ring, or do they each have one? One ring will be a little bit of a letdown for me. I think it is one ring, and I think that it's going to be Hal training John, and then John has to earn the ring, which is why he's doing everything he can to get that
And
to happen.
honestly, that tracks. What I find interesting is the fact that Guy has his own ring.
So,
Anybody that knows Green Lantern lore, Hal's ring was supposed to technically go to Guy, but it ended up going to John. So Guy getting his own ring and John having to earn Hal's, because clearly the ring already chose John.
Right. I'm hoping
Makes
there's
me
not
wonder why it's not activating for him.
I'm hoping there's not too big of a difference between John earning the ring and the ring choosing him.
I think he chose it, but he can't. But since he's in like that soldier mindset, I don't think he's tapped into his willpower. And I think that's where that cockiness comes in at, like his attitude. Like he straight up calls Hal like, "You're old, you're washed up." I was like, well, damn. I mean, he's not lying, but like that's not how you do. That's not how you treat a legend. You don't cast Kyle Chandler for a buddy cop show to kill him off in episode 1.
I wonder. So my question is: do we think outside of flashbacks, do we get a Hal Jordan thing somewhere else as well in the DCU?
I think you should do a prequel. I really think that you should do a prequel. Maybe like Prime Hal, maybe also Prime Barry if we're going like an older Flash. Like have it be like a Flash Green Lantern movie set like, I don't know, 10, 15 years earlier or something. Yeah. Like that could be really cool.
Super West here with the... Go ahead. Sorry.
Barry and Hal are contemporaries, so.
Super West with the $5 super chat. Oh, go ahead, Lance. Did you want to follow up on that?
This does make sense because it's based
okay. Well, let me read it first, Lance. Hold on. What was the Green Lantern outfit? And I know you're passionate. I'm gonna let you go, man. What would the Green Lantern outfit in the closet don't make sense? What do you want to say about this, Lance?
The Earth One in the Earth One comics, his suit was literally his flight suit that he wore. The Lantern ring just put the emblem on the chest. This is exactly that. It's just his flight suit. So that could have been his original suit that he wore until he learned how to make a construct. But either way it goes, we have not seen a Green Lantern construct his suit yet, because I mean the first Green Lantern we met was Guy Gardner, and that idiot is running around in an all-white
Maxwell Lord suit. Yeah.
So people have been kind of like clowning me on Twitter, but like I made a post about that suit being like, I kind of think it's like, yes, it sucks, but I think that's the point. Like I think it's supposed to show the passage of time. It's probably his first ever suit. He hasn't worn it in 8 years. It's dirty. It's dusty. And I know there's a lot of argument of like, should it be a construct or should it be real? I think they're going to address that. I think he's going to have like real suits that he puts on, and then maybe Jon Stewart's like, wait, you still like why'd you do that?
Yeah, I was wondering that myself. I see where you're going with that, Darren. I was wondering, is John going to be the first one to do a construct suit in the show? Like, is that?
Like, I don't know if anybody's mentioned it, but did you guys see there's more than one suit in the closet?
Yeah, they're hanging up in that.
Yeah.
They're trapped in the closet.
Not the R. Kelly reference. We got Jay Bradley Rollins here with a 1-9 super chat. This trailer oozes pretentiousness. That's interesting. I can see where you're coming from that because of the high quality of the trailer and the way that the trailer is done. I get it. Like,
that's fine. We want it to for like some regards.
Let me ask you guys a question, sort of off adjacent to this. It does seem to me that both Hal and John are supposed to be somewhat unlikable characters based on the trailer. Did anybody else get that vibe? I just feel like they're supposed to be.
I mean, starting off, maybe, because I mean, if they were, if they were both Gary Stews, what would be the point in following them?
I don't know if unlikable, but you could sense that they both have military background.
Mm-hmm. Super West with the $2 super chat says, "What with Hal Jordan's country voice?" Yeah, he's definitely got an accent, for sure, which is a different take on Hal Jordan. Because I don't think is he from the South in the comics? I don't know. He's from
he's from California.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's from the California equivalent in DC.
I didn't hear an accent. I think that's just the actor's voice.
Yeah, that's just Kyle Chandler. I don't think he's putting on an accent.
I'd be complaining if they just let Aaron Pierre come on with his regular accent.
What story is it where Hal has to recreate the entire city because of the destruction? Which comic book was that? Or what story was that? I do remember that Hal had to do that. That was part of the reason why he went down the path he went down. Does nobody remember that story?
Was that Emerald Twilight when that happened?
I think so. I think that's why they introduced Kyle Rayner.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that sounds right.
All right. So
because the whole like Mongol cyborg Superman thing happened.
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
It was clicking as we were talking about it.
I just couldn't. It was on the tip of my tongue, and I'm like, "What the fuck is the name of that story?" Forget Me Not 182 with the $2 super chat. What's with the Force swearing so unnecessary? You're not alone in that. That's one of the things. Joe's not here tonight because he's in California, but that was one of the things he didn't like was all the swearing as well. Anybody have thoughts on all the language in the show or no?
It's an adult show. They can swear.
HBO.
I think it's kind of cool. I'm like, I don't know, maybe because I'm an adult now. I'm like, I like the word saying fucking. Like, I don't know.
It's. I mean, to Darren's point, it's an adult show.
Like, I don't know. Let us adults have some. Like, not every project needs to be.
Let us have this.
Like, not everything has to be made for everyone. Like this. Now here's the thing. If we have to watch Lanterns to understand Superman, that might be where my problem kind of comes up. Being like, okay.
Man of Tomorrow? You mean Man of Tomorrow?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I was
Any
confused.
other project going forward, that was my issue when we went into Deadpool and Wolverine, where like they were saying this is essential for the future of the MCU, and I was like, well, I don't like that because now now my nieces and nephews can't go watch Doomsday because they don't understand what's going on. You know what I mean? So like that's
By the way, everybody on the panel, if you haven't checked the private chat, I sent a message out there.
Yeah, I saw that.
Okay, so South Texas Shark right here. We're going to talk about this at the end. I'm going to retain this super chat to talk about it at the end, but thank you for the $2. Lone Wolf says a $5 super chat. I also sent a tweet about James' response to the criticism if you want to discuss it sent yesterday. I will look at it. I don't. Has anybody else seen it? I haven't. I don't think I've seen it yet.
No, I haven't.
Okay,
I haven't.
I'll look at that as well.
Are me and Ron the only ones sporting rings tonight?
I think so. I mean, I have rings, but they're not.
Oh,
my
yeah.
lantern rings. So I've got a flash ring in the other room.
Yeah, I do have a flash ring too. Nice, Darren. Is that an unlimited Jon Stewart Funko Pop?
I don't know.
Oh, he doesn't know. $2 super chat from South Texas. Oh, look, there we go. Ronan's got the ring. I noticed Lance doesn't have trains anymore.
I moved 3 years ago.
Yeah, back at the old house, there used to be trains that would run during the Party Nation.
Are you saying that South Texas Shard is not locked in as a
Shard?
Party Nation? Shark.
I moved
as
like
a Party Nation viewer.
I guess not. I moved like 3 years ago, bro.
Those were like the first 30 episodes of Party Nation.
Yeah.
But
Hey,
Eric,
Lance,
before we move on,
I think it's safe
We're
to
not
say
because I got to open Discord and see
Yes,
what Lone Wolf sent me. So.
I think it's safe to say you've improved since then.
yeah.
Keep going. I'm
Yeah,
going to open. I got to read
But,
what Lone Wolf
You know,
sent me.
talking about judging trailers. Jake and Darren judged the trailer before the film came out, and the film's not out yet. They judged it, and they judged it harshly. Said it wasn't enough. Said it wasn't enough white
Superman?
people in it. No.
Oh,
no,
damn.
What
said
film?
said it wasn't enough white people in it. So yeah,
Which movie?
Michael. Yeah.
Oh, I mean that's true.
I've barely said shit about Michael except when I'm on your show.
All right, so this is what Lone Wolf said about the trailer. Trailer feels different from the other projects. Yes, and I praise it for that. Such as Peacemaker or Superman. They weren't very James Gunn flavor. This teaser is our first taste of what the DCU that isn't soaked in James Gunnism. They didn't really show any of the powers, which is fascinating to me, but they don't want to give too much away. There's plenty in the tank. The banter and cockiness between them is fun. I do agree. I think that they both get along very well in the trailer. I did enjoy that part of it. Not backing down towards each other is interesting. Not done in the James Gunn banter kind of way, with its own unique style. Yeah, I think everybody. We talked about this back when we got the creative team behind it. I was pretty confident that it was going to be well done. Then go on to say, I'm sure Guy will come up in the scene. I think it's edited out of the trailer, so when the scene happens, we'll get what about Guy. I'm sure there's some scenes that are hiding the CGI out. I don't even think the CGI is finished yet. That's one of the things. I think they're probably still working on the CGI aspect of it. Yeah. As far as James Gunn's response, this is what he said. I think what we wanted to do was immerse people into lanterns. I know he keeps calling it lanterns. I just missed the green lanterns, but okay. But to make it a real place, because if it was a fake place, if it was green, then the real relationships and stakes that the two are... Wait, hold on. Let me open this up. This is truncated. Yeah, hold on. Let me read the whole thing. I don't know if I agree with this, but let's hear what he has to say. If the place... If it was green... Okay, I don't like this response. I'll be right honest with you guys. Then the real relationships and stakes these two guys were going through wouldn't feel real.
What?
What?
That's his quote. If it was green, then the real relationships and the stakes these guys are going to go through wouldn't feel real.
James said that?
Yes.
I don't know what that means.
I think he's just trolling.
That doesn't make any fucking sense.
Oh boy.
You know why I don't think it's called Green Lanterns?
Oh,
Wow.
hold on. According to because I can see community notes if they're not made public because I'm a community notes contributor. One of the proposed notes here says that there's no proof that James Gunn made that quote.
Oh my god. Fucking leakers.
Yeah.
You know why I think it's not called Green Lanterns though?
Because they're actually going to be orange lanterns.
I think they're saving that for the movie.
Yeah.
I think this leads into I think we're going to get I think this is the set up the lore and the background of who lanterns are, and then we'll probably send Jon Stewart out for movies for let's be honest, Man of Tomorrow, and then we'll probably get a trilogy or so of Green Lantern movies.
Plus, the reason why this series is called Lanterns, think about who else they're introducing in this series. You have Bendon's actor, presumably playing Atrocitus in human form. Sinestro is in the series. There's more than one color of lantern. Ergo, the series would be called Lanterns.
I just wonder, we went through the whole thing with Thunderbolts not really being Thunderbolts and ended up being something else, and people kind of rejected that. I hope they're not doing that with this. where it's going to come out kind of
At the end of it, they call it Green Lanterns.
Well, that like as the show progresses, we get more color incorporated in the advertising for it. I think that might be a miss for them if they try to do that. I hope that they don't like.
You end the show with like Hal being like, "Oh man, this lantern's kind of green." And then like,
Say that
again.
Well, to be fair, he calls himself Green Lantern in the trailer when he's talking to that guy. He goes, "Hal Jordan, Green Lantern." I do question though. So my question is, is it necessarily weird that he isn't known as Green Lantern? Like, is that a little strange?
Well, I said this before. Like Green Lanterns, the human Green Lanterns, whether it's Kyle, John, Hal, Guy, they are not known for having secret identities.
Yeah,
So-
that's why I'm a little curious about that.
And
But-
the sheriff lady says, like, I know you're a big deal. Noted. So it's like, okay, then
yeah,
he must know of him.
yeah, that's
And
why I'm a
again,
little
this is-
confused because Guy Gardner also is known publicly as Guy Gardner. Like,
yeah.
And this is a lived-in universe, so I'm wondering
Yeah.
when we do
Is
get
he
the
known
context.
publicly as Guy Gardner, or is he known in this?
he doesn't
universe?
wear a mask when he's out fighting. He's definitely known who he is.
He addressed himself as Green Lantern, saving the kid, and
Ethan
Superman.
says,
Yeah, he
So-
only
We're
said
gonna-
Green Lantern. He never said his name in public.
I think it's time to put a bookend on this one. Not even the grass in the trailer is green.
Did
Damn.
you guys see that
Ethan,
HBO
okay.
retweeted people? Someone saying like,
Superman-
"There's no green in the trailer," and they put it in a little basket
no,
with
that was
green.
funny.
Yeah.
I did enjoy that.
I like that.
Also,
Lone
Lance,
Wolf with the $2
did
super
have-
chest is he's. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Jake.
I was going to say to Lance's point, you did have Superman yell in his face and say, "Back off, guy."
Yeah.
So
I mean,
Lone
but that
Wolf-
could have just been like back off, guy, like not saying his name.
It's like,
Oh,
like-
Are you Mr. Fantastic with that reach? $2 super chat is referring to
I'm
green
good for
screen
reach
when
around.
saying green. Lone Wolf, I based on what I saw under that tweet, it's not a proper quote. So I don't know if it's true or not. I'm going to go with like I'm not going to analyze it too much right now. All right, so we have two more trailers to watch. Probably not as controversial as that one. So let's go ahead and do these. We have The Boys. This is The Boys' final trailer.
That's
for the upcoming
controversial.
season. Well, I mean, like I don't think we're going to argue about whether or not it's
Sure,
superhero enough. So,
sure.
When is the
all right,
girls
so let's-
coming out though?
right after The Boys ends. So here we
Okay.
go.
Gee.
All right. Okay. So
I almost made
Yeah,
a
go ahead.
really bad joke.
So
saw
my
Homelander
question is, do we think, without taking any of the comic book shit into account, because I think the show is kind of skewed away from that a little bit now, obviously, do we think that Billy can beat Homelander?
Butcher?
Yeah.
Not without dying.
It's-
Not with that
So you don't
timing.
think that like his Venom-esque like cancer can
I don't
take
think
out
that
Homelander?
lasts. I think I think we get rid of that by episode 1 or 2.
Oh, you think so?
I don't think we can deal with this for the whole season because I think
Okay.
we want to get our team dynamic back pretty early on. I don't want him full like venomized too much because
Okay.
I think they want to get back to like a status quo pretty quickly.
All right. So like you want that underdog vibe again, basically, is what
Yeah.
you're going for. Okay. I like the trailer. I know a lot of people are kind of like faded away from the show, I suppose. Because of the real world is fucking crazy and the show can't
Yeah.
really satirize the real world anymore. I think it's ending at a good time. I feel like that it's run its course. Speaking of thoughts on the trailer, I did like the fact over here, Cody's coming in with a member for 74 months. Thank you, Cody. Says, I think this has to end before Gen V enters season 3.
Oh yeah,
I like seeing the Gen V characters only because of the fact that I love that show. It's my favorite
Yeah.
show in the Boys universe. So that was good for me. Lone Wolf for the $2 super chat. The Deep and Black Noir doing a podcast is hilarious. I mean, I feel like that's the proper progression. Like if you're going to do any satire, that's a good way to go on it because they haven't really done too much of that yet on the show. So I do like that. Any thoughts or reservations about the trailer? Opinions about this?
looks good. I need them to kind of redeem themselves a little bit. I wasn't the hugest fan of season 4, so just end strong, end on a good note, wrap this up, and hopefully, I think if you end this season strong, your legacy will be pretty strong with the show. Like I think people will be willing to overlook one bad season and be like, "Oh yeah, that was a good show that ran for just the perfect amount of time."
Wait,
Okay.
Darren, you mean a comic book show had a bad 4th season?
Yeah, it runs in the family.
What? Somebody said Black Lightning?
Somebody said
Unfortunately.
I do
Arrow.
want to. I do want to point out we're 2 minutes away from the goal ending in the debunks channel with 1 super chat away from the goal. I'll create a poll over there if we hit that goal before it ends. Just letting you guys know. It has to be a light blue super chat. Just throwing that out there. New Daredevil teaser dropped today as well. Is it a video or is it just like a
30 seconds. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like a TV spot.
Okay, all right, we'll watch that too. Thank you, Lone Wolf, for bringing that to my attention. All right, so let us look at what else do I have over here? We've already done lanterns. Let's do.
Save the worst one for last, huh?
Oh, what? Wait, what do you
You're making an invincible joke, fucker.
No, we're gonna watch Daredevil last, but we are gonna watch Invincible next. So
They dropped a new Michael teaser today. 50 days.
Oh
my
my
God.
Yes, Serenity X-Men's 4th
But no
season
one cares
was
about
pretty good. It was
I'm not
arguably-
gonna watch this
It was-
because the show comes out in a few weeks, and I want to go in as close as possible outside of what I know in the comics.
okay,
But I know
well,
it's dragged.
the only thing we're gonna do is this, and then we'll talk about the Daredevil thing, and then we're gonna wrap things up. So,
Okay.
So, all right.
Just-
So anyway,
I've-
shout out to Ronan. Make sure you check
I've
out
seen
Ronan's
it already.
channel.
Oh no, I'll stick around. I'm just gonna go take a leak.
Oh, okay, gotcha. All right, we're gonna watch this. So, there we go.
to Serenity's comment, yes, it was arguably their best season.
All right, let's see. what we
My
got
least
here.
favorite season.
Darren!
Well, season 5.
Leave no one alive.
However strong you think you are, Thrag is stronger.
Thrag's death is the
Thrag
only
is
thing
crazy.
that matters.
They will shudder before our strength, our devotion, our
Where the fuck is
vengeance.
Battle Beast?
He's coming.
Damn it. All right. Anyway, so it was a quick teaser. Let me find the Daredevil teaser here.
I. Well, here's a question for you, Eric. I asked Jake earlier in my chat earlier. What is your most anticipated out of the next 3 months of shows? Out of the Invincible, Daredevil, The Boys, Darth Maul, Spider-Man Noir, Euphoria, like out of this next push of big shows, which is your number one?
Not The Boys. I'm excited about The Boys, but it's not The Boys. That's a good question. Let me think about it for a second. I am excited for Daredevil this season more so than I was last season. Because I think this one is going to be the first real... Because last season was hobbled together a little bit.
You're not going to have the blend of the old and new again.
Yeah. We're going to get a proper, this is what we're doing with the show. So I'm excited about that. And Jessica Jones coming back, obviously.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I'm a huge fan of Invincible, and I know a lot of people are not. So I'm really looking forward to Invincible as well. But I would say Daredevil probably.
Me and Darren also predicted
All I'm gonna say
that-
is it's dope. It's dope.
What? Oh, this?
Yes.
Okay.
Not
Here we go.
this. Invincible.
Oh. All right, 30 seconds. Here we go.
This has gotten so out of hand.
Jessica!
Can you stop him?
I love this song.
Not alone.
So what's next?
Hello.
I'm gonna take this city back.
Oh, bullseye!
This should be tons of fun.
Okay, I'm going to be honest. This teaser, for me... let me mute it because I don't want to do audio there. This teaser, for me, looks so incredibly good.
Swordsman!
Just this little bit. Yeah, we're getting so much in this little teaser. And again, this is a proper season. It's not a pastiched season of random things that they had to redo to make it work. It looks beautiful. It looks like they have a concept. It looks like they know what they're doing. And although I did love things about Born Again season 1, this one to me looks like this is the proper reiteration of Daredevil.
Yeah.
Me and Darren even predicted earlier that, with them reintroducing Jessica Jones into this season, they might end this season by bringing in Mike Coulter and setting him up for the 3rd season.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
think-
all right.
I
Go
think
ahead.
Jessica pushes this with my number.
Oh my god, I'm so excited for Jessica. Like Jessica Jones was one of my favorite shows of the Netflix shows. Mostly, season 2 was a little rough, but
I didn't mind season 2. I didn't love season 2, but like out of all those Netflix shows, Jessica Jones was definitely my third favorite out of all of them.
I say the first season of Jessica Jones was like peak Netflix Marvel because Purple Man is one of the best villains we've ever had in the MCU.
For
in my
me, it
opinion.
goes Daredevil, Punisher, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Defenders, Iron Fist.
Yeah. And I'm excited for it. All right, we have one more super chat. So thanks to our long discussion about Green Lanterns, we skipped all the Paramount stuff. So
Good.
Yeah.
I will make a separate video on that this week. I have a bunch of information on it. I'll make a separate video on that. Anyway, we didn't hit the goal in the Debunks channel, but thank you guys for the super chats. I do appreciate it. And we're going to look at what won over here. But before we do that, since we have so many people on the panel, we do have a super chat here from South Texas Shark saying, what did you watch this week? So we're going to do counterclockwise, starting with Lance, giving a shout out to something that you watched this week that you want to give a shout out to.
Something that I watched this week that I want to give a shout out to.
Movie or TV show. It doesn't matter.
I watched Invincible this week. That's all I'll say.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry.
Y'all ain't ready. Y'all ain't ready. That's all.
Ronan, anything you want to give a shout out to?
Good question. I've rewatched season 1 of Mandalorian.
Okay.
With me, because we're best friends.
Mm-hmm.
Darren, anything on your end?
Yeah, I watched a couple of things.
Okay.
I've been on my Oscar push this week to try and get caught up for next week. I watched F1 this week, which was
Okay.
very fun. Last night I watched the other night I watched Train Dreams. I haven't finished it yet, but I've started one battle after another. I need to finish it still. And I started a pretty big show this week, early 2000s gem. I started Scrubs with a new show coming out soon, or actually already
It's out right now. Yeah, that
I
was
got
going to
it.
be one of the ones I was going to shout out. But go ahead. Yeah.
I got FOMO from like all my friends being like, "Oh my gosh, new season's good." I was like, "All right, I guess I'm starting the old show," and that's been pretty good.
Okay. What about you, Jake?
Mine's been more of rewatches because they're things that I've seen before, but to kind of prep myself for the new Evil Dead movie coming out this summer, I'm rewatching Ash vs. Evil Dead. Amazing series if anybody has not seen that. And
Nothing.
yeah, it's payback for my Invincible joke. Anyway, then I rewatched one of my favorite movies of all time from 1997, The Monster Squad. If anybody has not seen that movie, I heavily recommend it.
Well, I'm going to give a shout out to the Scrubs reboot / continuation, I guess is what you would call it. I thought it was really good. Yeah, it was really good. It's on three. I think it's episode 3 right now. I'm enjoying it. I think it's really good. It's doing really well. Apparently, it's getting high praise and stuff like that, and a lot of people are watching it. So, shout out to them for that. So we watched that. Rewatched Zootopia 2 with a group of friends that hadn't seen it yet. So it's fun watching them experience it for the first time.
I haven't watched it once.
Well, I mean, it's surprising. The movie did so well in theaters, but so many people still haven't seen it. So that means there's a lot of repeat viewing, which is really cool. So I did that. And that's pretty much, I think, everything else we already know about. We've already talked about. We did get a super chat here from Lone Wolf, $5 super chat about Darren. Darren, thoughts on the new episode of The Pit? Finished it before coming here, which is why I was late.
Good shit. The season's really heating up. The season's
Wait, which episode came on today?
9. Episode 9. The way... how much have you seen of it, Lance? Just through
I got up to I watched episode 13 the other day.
Okay. No, this ends with them seeing the TV with like the water park stuff is starting.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, that ends in a way where it's like, oh shit, okay, we're getting into like that bit of the season where it's like, all right, emergency shit. But no, the season's been great. I'm loving season 2.
Rest in peace, Louis.
was gonna say they only asked Aaron, so I guess everybody else can fuck off.
Fuck everybody. Yeah, yeah.
Does anyone else
exactly.
have thoughts on the pit?
I want to know, should I start it? I keep asking this
You
every
should.
week. So
You should. It's really, really.
You should. You really should.
So-
But I mean, everybody else named more than one thing that they watched this week.
okay.
I want to name something else.
Did you watch anything else?
You could have named anything. Yeah, you can name
Um,
a few things if you want.
I started rewatching Dragon Ball Super. A lot of my other shows came back on, like 911 and High Potential and The Rookie and all my.
Oh yeah,
procedures.
the Rookie is back. I gotta catch up on that.
This week was so good.
I gotta catch up on that, man.
Shit,
Don't
you
spoil
gonna
it
be
for people that haven't
pissed.
seen it. Holy shit!
I'm just gonna say you're
I'm
gonna
watching
be pissed,
I'm
bro.
gonna be pissed. Really, Lance?
I'm
Damn
watching
it.
Shrinking. That is a show I'm watching, but I've mentioned that before. So,
so
yeah.
good.
but
I
I'm
also
watching
keep
Shrinking.
getting- I keep getting recommended this. I know, Darren, you've seen it. I think, Eric, you have. I keep getting recommended Pluribus. I don't know if I should watch it.
Oh, I've seen it. It's great. It's great.
Great.
The only criticism I have is the last few episodes drag a little bit, but the show is really good.
It's
Okay.
a great show. Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn it, Lance! I'm gonna get mad and I'm gonna text you and be like, "Dude, what the fuck?"
Rookie did a
You're
crossover with Dropout, didn't they? Is that
Yeah.
true?
It's coming up, which is
Oh,
I know there's a lot of,
they're
like-
they're on the game show. Yeah.
yeah. I know there's a lot of controversy with it right now, but
Okay. Let's go ahead and see what people picked from the poll today, from the birthday poll. Let's see what we got. We're going to end it and see what people chose.
It's always heartbreaking seeing like an actor that I really like play such an asshole character on The Rookie. I'm like, damn it, this is
All right.
hurting.
So what's going to go on the list is top 3 best Star Wars characters is what people
Oh,
want us to
boy.
talk about.
I had a feeling that was probably gonna win.
Did
all
you?
right, I'll take a break that week.
No, Darren's just gonna be like Jar Jar Binks, baby Anakin, and droid
Grogu.
number 8.
There's a Star Wars
Grogu.
crossover episode. I could just pick all my Phineas and Ferb characters.
You could.
Well, didn't they cross over with Didn't they do like a Family Guy Star Wars thing too?
Yeah, I could be like I could be like Peter Griffin, Stewie.
I haven't seen Hoppers yet, also. So
I'm going tomorrow.
Have you
I'm
guys
seeing
seen
that.
the?
I'm
And-
seeing that next week.
Cody, I am about to start School Spirit. So
I haven't seen the finale yet. Don't spoil it.
yeah. I
But
haven't
has,
started.
Before he dies.
has anybody seen the fucking thing where they compare like 3 different versions of the Star Wars scene where it's Leia going "I love you," Han saying "I know," then it's Padme saying "I love you," Anakin saying "liar," and then they do the Family Guy version where Lois Griffin's like "I love you," Peter goes "fuck off."
have not.
Fuck.
Very briefly before we go, because literally we're gonna have to wrap this up. The one topic that I really wanted to ask Darren about, and everybody else can chime in, but I had this included for Darren specifically, is the Wild Robot 2 is being made. So I didn't know if you saw that or not on
I did. It
social
was
media.
it was like slightly announced about a year ago, or like shortly after it came out. And
It's
I
called The
was like,
Wild Robot Escapes, I think is the title of it. And this is the second book, right?
Mhm.
So
I'd be concerned if there wasn't a book they're adapting, like because I love that first movie so much. I think it's a masterpiece, and I think a little bit of what makes that movie special is that like it kind of has that somber ending of just like, oh, this sucks, but that's kind of part of life, and I think that ending is so good. So I'm curious to see how they follow that movie up. But like great director, same team attached.
mhm.
It'll be one of my most anticipated of whenever it comes out. Whatever.
Serenity says the School Spirit, the Peyton List show.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Darren, I have a legit question. You tagged me in a thing about that earlier. It said, "Do you have a timetable?" Is that a joke from the movie that I just don't get?
No, I changed it. I meant you now have a timetable. I
Oh.
did the tweet being like, now you have a timetable when you have to watch it.
Oh, okay. I didn't see the edit. I just saw the original message saying, "Do you have a timetable?" I'm like,
Oh,
"What do I need a timetable?"
Lone Wolf doesn't want Lance to feel left out. Okay, Lance, I'll ask then. Who is your favorite so far on the pit? For me, it's Langdon.
I can tell you who I hate. I can tell you who I hate with a passion.
New Whitaker.
Ogilvy. God, I hate Ogilvy. I hate Ogilvy with a passion. But I love Whitaker. Whitaker has grown on me since season 1. Of course, Robbie Robbie's also always going to be a favorite. Langdon's cool. You know, they gave him like that edgy thing. Like, I'm glad he came back. But I mean, I like Santos too.
What game are you playing, Jake? Somebody asked.
Huh?
Somebody asked what game you're playing.
Spider-Man 2.
Which Spider-Man 2?
The one from PlayStation, right?
Not the newest Spider-Man 2. The old Spider-Man 2.
Okay.
Oh, but you like Mel, Darren?
That was my favorite. Yeah.
Bro, you know what's crazy? I did not know that was Bryan Cranston's daughter.
That's Bryan Cranston's daughter. Yeah.
Oh, she's in that?
Yeah, like she even appeared in Breaking Bad back in the day.
Oh yeah, because she was.
Jaybird says pizza time. It might be after this. I might. It might have some pizza.
Well, no, because I said Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, but I might make one now. Is what I'm thinking about. Anyway, all right. So we're out of here. Before we do that, I like to give everybody a shot to shout their stuff out. So let's go clockwise, starting with Jake. Shout out your channel and your content, and then we're gonna move around the circle.
Cool. Well, yeah. Drophead Jake right here on YouTube and the rest of the socials except Instagram. Got my own show, Lost Levels, on Sundays. 7 p.m. Eastern. We're going to be doing another Skyrim stream on Sunday, slaying a bunch of vampires, raiding a lot of castles, all that jazz. And pizza, probably. And then outside of that, I got a bunch of bonus videos coming out, a lot of them Spider-Man and Batman related. And I don't really want to give too much away because there are some projects that I put a lot of work into. So,
okay. Darren, what's going on with you?
I've had a more of a slower week on the content side, but kind of did like an improv stream today, and we had Jake and Lance on here. So if you want more of our shenanigans, go watch us rank the entire Infinity Saga. That was
if you want to tear apart my takes, then go ahead, because I know I have the unpopular takes.
Yeah, so you can go check that out if you want.
All right, Ronan, what do you got?
Mostly just the Lanterns reaction. Put out a couple theory videos for Star Wars. And then, I'm going to be covering Invincible and Daredevil this month. And then until the movie comes out, each week I'm going to be dropping reactions to the Mandalorian show. And you'll see Lance and others part of that project down the line. So you can see that as well.
Oh, yeah, Darren, Chris does bring up a good point. I still haven't seen the How to Train Your Dragon movies.
We'll get you someday.
Someday. Maybe.
All right, Lance, what do you got?
You can just catch me here, Lance Geek Drums on everything. I finally started back practicing, so I'm going to be posting more drum content or whatever. And just prepare to be sick of me posting Michael stuff because that's getting me some money.
All right.
Been sick of it.
Eric, it's because you don't understand music, all right?
Hey, Lance, what if we got somebody on there whose Michael videos get more views than yours?
Which is who? They don't.
That wouldn't be very hard.
Damn!
Is Michael a $1 billion movie?
Damn, Darren!
I think it is. And the CFO of Lionsgate basically confirmed that like part 2 is coming in an earnings call yesterday. Like he said it 3 times and didn't realize it.
Mm-hmm.
Thought that was hilarious.
Ooh, Lance, you want some ice for that burn? Shit.
Oh my gosh. All right, with that being said, we're out of here. Go ahead, Lance, answer.
No, that was cold.
Did Lance freeze?
Yeah, I think he's frozen.
Wow.
Darren's roast got him frozen.
All right. Anyway, we're out of here. Thank you guys so much for being here for my birthday. There's Lance's back. You froze up for a second. I don't know what
my internet keeps tweaking. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Happy birthday, Eric.
So we're out of here. Thank you guys so much. Make sure you check me out on Tuesday night for the Nerdcast. Remember, it is almost an hour earlier on Tuesdays, so make sure you turn on notifications. There will be an after party next Saturday, not this upcoming Saturday, but next Saturday with Paigey, and then a bonus after party 2 weeks after that on a Saturday as well. Paigey was here earlier, but I guess he bailed out. Anyway, what did you say? What did you say?
A city gonna strip during that one?
Oh, maybe. If we get enough super chats, you know, I'm a whore for super chats. So
Guys, YouTube is killing this
it's
channel.
killing my channel, and I have to strip. All right, with that being said, I'm out here. Have a good night, everyone. Hey there, if you're seeing this, that means we have reached the end of the stream. Thanks so much for your continued support with comments, likes, subscriptions, super stickers, and super chats. I just want to give a special shout out to all of the channel members who have contributed to the success of this channel with paid tiers. On the screen, you will see your name displayed as a signal of appreciation from myself and the channel. If you would like to see your name on this list, consider selecting a tier with the join or plus button depending on your platform. Thanks again, everyone. Let's hang out soon in the next stream, and I'll see you then.